Okay, everybody, we're a couple of minutes late today, but hopefully nobody minds. Oh yeah, let me turn the audio on. Had that off for a second there. Should I even reduce the volume on the thing? It is a little bit loud. Audio channels. Is there a way to just directly... let me check settings. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's a little too much. It doesn't update the audio until you actually do the thing. Okay. That's better. That is much better. Sorry about the weird technical shit in the middle. I thought it would be much quicker to fix. Alright. Alright, everybody. Let's go. Let's see if we can't finish this off today. We did get our... we got our Sylph Scope. Okay. So let's go in here. I don't remember for the life of me what any of my HMs are, so we're going to, or HMs, our TMs, pardon me. So we're going to start by depositing the coin case. HM02. I mean, I guess I could teach the dude fly, but... And the lift key, that can go bye-bye. Let's take a quick look at our TMs. Okay, that's useless. TM33 is Dig. That is less useless, but I'm still not going to use it. And TM42, Karate Chop. I think this one was a letdown, because, yeah, we can't use it. Alright, well... let's go sell that crap real quick. Excuse me. Goodness, I hope that didn't come through on the mic, and then I just look weird for mentioning it. That's the wrong building. Listen, I see a large building, I just go inside. I should know it's the one with the Mart sign on it and the two doors. Just to tell you how often I play this game anymore. It's been quite a while. Which is unfortunate, because I do love me some Pokemon. Looking forward, even though I'm not a huge fan of Sinnoh, to the remakes, I pre-ordered those a couple of weeks ago. Which I believe I mentioned on stream. Yeah, it was a couple of weeks ago, because it was right after Dread was supposed to show up. And right after it did not. So yeah, it's been about a couple of weeks, and that is about 3 weeks, a little more than that, I think, until that comes out. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if you are looking forward to it, any of you in the chat, or anyone who's watching this on YouTube, I suppose, but if you are, I hope it lives up to your expectations. Do I actually need to solve Sylph? Yeah, I do in order to access the sixth gym. Whichever gym Sabrina is supposed to be, which I believe this was the game that codified that it's supposed to be 6th in the order, just by virtue of, that's what level she's at. We got some trainers we can fight over here and get some free experience. And free money. I always loved the Gambler sprite, by the way. The Gambler who right here is being called an artisan. I don't know if this Jigglypuff can kill us. Oh ye gods, you are kidding me! You gonna do this honky bullshit? Alright, come on, actually attack me. I said actually attack me, you scumbag! Oh my god. Well, we're gonna deal damage with our Electabuzz here. Despite the fact that I said I wouldn't do that in order to try and push my health down. Alright, now use Vine Whip. There we go. Okay. fuck you, game. I didn't want to do that, and yet here you are, just like, guess what, buddy? I don't want to guess what. God, how hard is it to die? Oh, also, it's thunderstorming here, by the way, so I don't know if that'll ever come through while I'm doing things, but if it does, just so you know, it's happening. And this always freaks me out, because when I grew up, I lived in a place with really awful electricity. Like, super outdated, you know, electrical wiring from, like, the 20s, or possibly earlier. At least judging by, like, the style of the plugs in a lot of places, and the wiring and everything, and we were very prone to power outages. I'm pretty sure it was not entirely down to, you know, electricity provider or anything, and at least part of it actually was because of that shithead wiring. So that was, you know, thunderstorms always, like, really freak me out as a result, because it's like, oh, you might get electrocuted doing, like, anything, or, you know, even taking a bath or anything, which, you know, that's actually good advice to not do that, but yeah. That's my story about electricity, and yeah. Okay, no, I'm thinking of a different part of the map where... Yeah, here we go. Here's our line of 4 trainers, or column. This kid probably doesn't even have a Meowth, so... Relax there, buddy. She does have 2 horsies, so that's a little weird. Thanks, Randomizer. And at least the third Pokemon's a Gloom. These trainers are probably not going to provide us a ton of experience, but hey, we should take it anyway. It's free. Maybe once we heal at Lavender Town, we'll be able to get our rival to give us a much faster kill on Electabuzz. I'm upset about that one Jigglypuff. That's a thing, game. Oh, you look a little bit strange, that's for sure. Although just then they were all facing opposite directions. Different directions is what I meant to say, if I could just remember to use English words there. And that was pretty great. Oh no, we're almost out of ice beams. Unfortunately, I was gonna say, I don't feel comfortable dropping Thrash until there's 2 Pokemon left. Because I'm pretty sure it's 2 to 3 turns, and I don't want to end up having to fight through confusion, because we all know how the RNG in this game is. It isn't actually like that, but it definitely feels like it, and that's about as much as you need sometimes. You see, look, they were all facing different directions for a second. Pretty great. I like it. I am amused by it. Alright, Super Nerd, what do you have for us? An Executor. Ooh, that's pretty stonky with a silly looking face on it. Those tiny little bead eyes on the one in the middle. Or at least it looks like it because of the coloring. Make it look extra silly. Then we need to burn that fucker down. And Ice-beamed Rhyhorn. No more horning in on our business, buddy. Buster. I think we can thrash from here and get the win. Barring, you know, a ghost in the last slot or anything. Oh, that was the last slot. Whoops. I'm paying super good attention right now. Cute, round, and fluffy Pokemon. Golem! No, I don't think it's coughing either, although coughing is round, so... It gets as much right as my Golem guess did earlier. If your Golem is fluffy, something has gone a little bit astray. Your Clefairy was very much a Charmander. I don't know how to tell you this. See, this is at least cute and fluffy. I don't know about round, you know. These two trainers, you shove their parties together, eventually you can make something work. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure there's not going to be a Clefairy on this dude's team. There's Farfetch'd, that's like Clefairy if you don't know anything. You shuffle things around enough, and I mean, I guess you can learn Metronome, maybe. It has an evolution that's pretty good. But only the 8th generation games. There's no Sirfetch'd for other territories of the Pokemon world just yet. And yes, I did absolutely just say Pokemon, unironically. I may have to start, like, doing that, just like how I say sword instead of sword. Just to see if it catches somebody and see if they get really upset about it. Oh, I'm a terrible person. This ain't such a good color palette. Hey, you. Your Pokemon don't look dead. At least I can make them faint. What a jerk. I think he's implying he really wants to kill our Pokemon. That's a little over the top. Friendo. A Buster Brown. Okay, come on. This Goldeen can surely... Yeah, if it lands Egg Bomb, I was gonna say, surely it can do 25 damage in one hit, right? I mean, Goldeen isn't that useless. Just nearly so. I'm sure one day it'll get... Pardon me. One day it'll get another evolution, and that'll just show me, right? They'll show me, they'll show them all, right? Alright, so at this point, I can start thrashing. So I started thrashing. So I started blasting. Which is actually pretty much on par with the amount of damage that I'm doing here. Trying to learn Tri-Attack, eh? Oh, that's a spicy meatball. I think we can get rid of Swift for that. Tri-Attack is pretty baller, but in this game it doesn't have its special effect, which makes me quite sad. In other games, Tri-Attack is pretty baller. Okay, there we go. That's better. That, I think, is a little more agreeable for a lot of folks. In other games, you just try it to have just... It's pretty great. Get a 20/3 chance each of burn, freeze, or paralysis. So approximately 6 2/3% chance. It's very strange. I don't know why it's not just like 30% chance of a status effect and everything has a flat 10% chance. Maybe it's just because they were like, okay, freeze is just that sick nasty. We have to make sure that we don't have something that's like, okay, it has a 10% chance of freeze, but it also has a 20% chance of fucking you up in other ways. Now, I'm sure that I'm not going to see a ghost in this entire place, just because... Well... Oh, well... That's right, she only had one Pokemon, so Thrash was kind of useless there. Anyway, yeah, freeze does not really... Hi, Grimer, you're not worth much experience. I'm going to walk from this fight. Because I forget how many floors it is before we get our heal spot. And even then, that means that I have to re-kill Electabuzz. Ugh. Anyway, freeze. There is, like, no move in the entire game, entire series, rather, with the exception of Secret Power in icy locations that has more than a 10% chance of freezing. As far as I know, except for, like, I think Blizzard in the Japanese originals had a 30% chance of freezing, which was a really stupid thing to give it, but you know what? I'm not a game designer, so I can only comment so much. Okay, Clefable I remember being a little bit annoying, but I can't remember why. I'm actually going to go look up the thing about freeze effects to double check that I'm actually correct about that. Because I could be wrong. Oh, hey, Grimer. I'm not impressed with you. Goodbye. Okay, yeah, so Secret Power used in snow or ice has a 30% chance of freezing, and nothing else has above a 10% chance, except for 30% on Blizzard in the Japanese Gen 1 games. Which apparently means for some reason that Japanese Yellow had that too, I guess? What the hell? I don't know why. I don't know why. That's real weird. I'm very surprised, by the way, that there isn't a move yet that's like, it just causes freeze and does nothing else. I mean, it doesn't have to be super accurate. It can be like supersonic, but for freezing. And with less PP, probably, but still. Very unusual that doesn't exist, because, I mean... Listen, Game Freak are not exactly known all the time for not sneaking in massive game breakers into the game, so... Yeah. Ooh, an HP up. I probably actually should be feeding all the vitamins to Tauros until they don't do anything, but I've been forgetting to do that. Oh hey, look, it's more money. Besides, if we really needed that for an evolution, we would have been able to buy one in Celadon. And that makes me very happy. Let's Fire Blast this thing. She only has the one Pokemon, so it's fine to do something like that. I probably should not make a habit of it. In here, where if the numbers are 2 to 3, I probably should. Oh, hey, starter. Hey, look, it's Tauros. It's an old friend. Oh, hey, look, it's another 1050. Nice. Not to be confused with the graphics card. I don't need a graphics card, but hey, if someone's gonna give me one for free, even if it's garbage, why not, right? Is there anyone up here? No. And down we go. Up we go, rather. Yes, here's the healing spot. We could probably have been getting into these fights a lot more often if we wanted to, but I just did not because of some reason. Hey, look at Meow. Let's throw a triangle at it. Just let me throw a barrel at it! And by a barrel, I mean a triangle, apparently. Just let me throw a triangle at it. I can fight you. What's the point of running rando? Well, the point was not to get a Tauros to start with, Chief, that's the thing. Oh, you're gonna give me an encounter as soon as I end the conversation? Alright. So the idea was going to be literally just take what the game gives me as a starter and try to make the most of it as a solo run. Well, solo in air quotes, because of course, we have our one HM caddy with us. You know, because why do we want to load up our entire set with only having 2 useful moves, right? Although I guess at least Cut would have PP. So, it was going to be like, hey, yeah, it'll probably give me something garbage like, I don't know, Metapod or something to start with. And, you know, maybe I'm just saying that because I see Butterfree right here. And, you know, something that would have potentially a low potential, or something that would take a very long time to get up to a usable speed and would require us to go and, you know, actually work for it. But instead, the game was just like, hey, do you want Tauros? And I'm like, well, you're giving me no other choice, so okay, I guess it's Tauros time. So this was intended to be far more challenging than it actually was, but instead the game was just like, hey, yeah, you can just have the freest thing in the world here, and you know what, I've started it, so I'm gonna complete it! Which is weird that I didn't, I started it, so I'm gonna complete it, and yet, what did I do with Dread, right? Well, listen. Oh, and what did you do with Wrath of Cortex, right? Well, I claim extenuating circumstances on Wrath of Cortex. That bugged out. And I'd have to, like, hook up my actual PS2 and I have the PS2 Fat, and I have the pre-Greatest Hits version of Wrath of Cortex, so you'd all get the loading screens. And oh, hi, Alakazam, you are an EXP pinata. Even at level 22, I'm sure this will be worth at least a little something-something. You know, at least something a little better than Electabuzz at that level. Well, see, I just have a regular old PS2. Not quite a launch model, but one that I got a couple of years afterwards. I think I got it in 2004 or late 2003. Because, well, reasons. I actually, wait, no, I used to have the one that I had at launch, that the family had at launch, rather, because my brother did not take that with him when he left home, and it died sometime in, settings menu isn't, it's properly aligned on the screen. That's weird. So, basically, yeah, the PS2 that I had at launch had some issues, to say the least, when it came to running games that were on CDs, which would be all PS1 games, obviously, which are on CDs with a weird dye in them that makes them look black. I forget what all that's good for offhand. I think it's, like, actually an anti-piracy thing, because it messes with what can read it properly. Could be wrong about that, though, so don't take my word for it. And also, of course, PS2 discs that were released on CD, which were, you know, released on the blueback CDs. Those, it would not run properly either. So we got a new one sometime in the time before they released the Slim console, which I believe was like 2004. So, again, do not take my word for that. But yeah. I then never really got around to, like, picking up another one, although I should consider... I probably should consider that, and, yeah, so when it comes to Crash Bandicoot and the Wrath of Cortex, that game is quite infamous for its massive amount of loading screens. However, that is an issue that was fixed in the Greatest Hits re-release of the game, which I don't have. Alternately, as far as I know, the PS2 Slim loads it much better. Alright, so here we are at, like, the very top of the tower. So we get our self-scoped encounter here. What are we seeing? It's a Psyduck. Booga booga booga. The thing actually resists a surprising amount of my attacks, but we can take it out that way. Blech. There's nothing scary about a Psyduck or anything. Although, there is something a little bit weird about the game saying that it was the mother of Cubone. That's not how the mechanic... Oh, we don't get the Rocket Gauntlet here. Do we just get a fight between these goons? Is that it? Just these fuckers? Aw, come on. That's really underwhelming. Okay, that's not underwhelming. That is probably going to die to Thrash, but it's still like, wow, that's an actual Pokemon. Congratulations, Jesse and James. Unfortunately, the rest of their team is not going to be able to make up for that. Yeah, see, look, we get less than half as much EXP from that thing. And then, of course, we get everybody's favorite, Jinx. And by everybody's favorite, I mean I don't think anybody's favorite Pokemon is Jinx. If your favorite Pokemon is Jinx, feel free to sound off, because... I mean, come on, at that point, that was just a little bit mean to you then, right? Well... Thankfully, Mr. Fuji just ports us downstairs and to his house. Sir, I need your Poke Flute. And there's the music shit in itself. That is always fun. I actually think the Lavender Town music is pretty good. I just need the... It does need all the tracks. There is something weird about that statement. Come on. Compared to anything else that we've said in the past week or so, I'm pretty sure. Let's go on down to the place that we're not going to deal with right now. We could go and fight Silphco right now, I think. I think we're about the right level that it wouldn't be too much trouble for us. We should go see Mr. Psychic, at least. Who's just using a bug catcher sprite. So I'm just sort of... On the other hand, I'm just sort of picturing him as being like a fisherman or something with a straw hat. Maybe a little bit Australian. G'day, mate. Don't tell me you wanted this, mate. TM29 is superfying. I can't use superfang on Tauros. I do not need that actually, sir, but I appreciate your attempt to... I appreciate this dude's attempt to give me a free useful move, but unfortunately, we can't use it. So now I have to sell off TF29, which feels like such a weird thing to do, but then again, I mean, it's a randomizer, it'll happen. You can't put a price on my bicycle. That's right, because the one guy was selling it for more than you can have. Da-da-da-da-da. Take my Thunderstone, please. I feel like I'm going to... You know what? That PP up is going to be part of something real funny. I got a good idea for that PP up, that's for sure. We're putting that in the PC once we get over there. Once I remember how to navigate this town. Okay, yeah, Poke Center is right here. Because we have that Guillotine TM, right? Oh, wrong one. So we're going to store that PP up for a bit, and we're going to store that X accuracy. And we're going to just annihilate... Well... This is Pokemon Yellow, so... I don't think we can even encounter Missing No off the coast. Oh yeah, they fixed a lot of shit in this game, because, well... Every version before it was a broken and buggy mess. And this is kind of still a broken and buggy mess in a lot of ways, but it's much harder to color outside the lines. For example, you cannot surf the coast of Cinnabar Island and get into encounters. There is something that is done that blocks that. I don't know exactly what it is, or if it's the thing where the old man glitch stores the things in a different part of the memory. Because basically what happens is, when you go talk to the old man, the programmers were like, okay, what's a part of the memory that's not going to be used? Because they have to store the name somewhere, so that way it can properly display that it's old man who's attempting to do the catch, because it's basically using the whole thing otherwise. Oh yeah, I can store that Silph Scope. I can also feed Tauros an HP up. I'm actually going to use those pills now. So, basically, yeah, it just uses the old man sequence just straight up uses the generic battle system, except that the game hijacks it and, you know, makes it do what it does. So it saves your name somewhere, so that way the string old man can be stored in the name slot to display properly. So your name is stored in the encounter data for the location. And you go to Cinnabar Island, and Cinnabar Island, there's not supposed to be anywhere where you can actually get an encounter. Which they goofed up, obviously. So, you can go in there, you fly to Cinnabar Island, your name is back in your name slot, however, they have not removed your name from that part of the memory. So it interprets that as an encounter chart for the location. And because it's not long enough, because your name is not as long as that encounter data, that's a big reason why you can always encounter level 0 M, because M is in the 0 slot, because for some reason they decided to start putting the Pokemon data at 01 instead of 00. Gotta remember to keep my nomenclature straight. If I'm gonna call it O once, I gotta call it O the whole time. And yeah, so if you put in certain characters in your name in a certain order, you can get specific encounters, including most notably Missing No. Missing No's encounter bit for telling you where your, whether or not you've seen it or caught it or anything like that is tied to the 6th item in your backpack, just because they happen to, well, okay, saying happen to is a bit of a stretch, because obviously Missing No is not supposed to work properly, so that shit is just pointed somewhere that's, well, junk, basically. Except that, and by that I mean there's more information that's coded over where that pointer should be. So the game will read it and realize, oh, it interprets it as a pointer. Oh, hey, that's the position of the number of the 6th item that you have in your backpack. And basically, that's the technical reason for why it happens. Regarding M being dangerous to catch, sometimes. Not every single M is made the same. If you encounter the Charizard M, which I don't think you can encounter that in a way that you can actually properly catch without the use of Game Shark codes to facilitate things a little bit. That one will do some amazingly out there shit to your game. Because, of course, the hex code FF is also tied to the cancel button. So basically everywhere where there would be a cancel button, the game is thinking that it's a cancel button. You can use this to hide shit underneath it in your party. And yes, that too. Missing No does exist in Yellow, however, it is mostly walled off from you. And if you do encounter it, it will make your game freak out. If it doesn't freeze, it will do some very, very weird shit. And I can't remember if it's Missing No. I think it's actually 3-Trainer Poke is the glitch Pokemon that I'm thinking of in this case. But there is a glitch Pokemon in Yellow that affects the number of items in your bag. However, it knocks them way down because they basically recoded how the capture and seen and caught bit is interpreted and what its values are. Basically, Yellow is very, very different from the original game in terms of coding, like, surprisingly so. And so a lot of that shit is a consequence. And yeah, regarding the Mew glitch. The Mew glitch is a fun one. And there's quite a lot of stuff that you can actually get with the Mew glitch if you find the right trainer to fight afterwards. And you know, depending on what stats the Pokemon has. Because the stats in this game are a lot more fixed than they are in later games. I think probably there's just a flat chart of DVs, basically, which are the predecessor to what are known as IVs in later games, that are used for all trainer Pokemon, if I had to guess. Instead of it being randomized, because I cannot imagine that they coded in the DVs with that level of care for just the generic junk trainers. You know, that's a little intensive. No offense to Game Freak intended whatsoever. But, more to the point here, if I can actually remember what I was trying to say. So, basically, okay, actually, it's funny that this Shelter pops up, because Shelter is a commonly used one. The Shelter from the first dude in Cerulean Gym, I believe, for getting Mew. And you will always get it with that particular Shelter. Even though Shelter's stats can vary a little bit at that level. Excuse me, and it is the stat that determines what you encounter. Yet, oddly enough, yeah. There are probably quite a few others that are usable for it, so I kind of believe that. I think there's probably a chart out there somewhere that actually points to what you can use for getting the Mew glitch. Ah, there we go. Google image search giving me Mew glitch map, like, immediately, so that should actually get a nice look at what I'm looking for here. Okay, that's not quite it, but that is full of some cool info. Oh, nice. That's a thing I didn't actually know. Alright, so can we get a nice fat look at this thing at a high res, please? I don't want to go to the Reddit page. Oh, God. Gordon Bennett, that's the fucking thumbnail version. Screw you, Google. Be a better service in general. Oh, well. Yeah, that's what I was looking up right now. Link to the map. Come on. Quit being so slow moving here. Oh yeah, we need the card key here. Not the car key. That'll just let us drive right into the lobby and crash in that big pool they got there. Yeah. Oh, there's my frames going a little bit questionable, so yeah, don't worry, you're not going insane. I guess connections quality could be a little better over here, because, you know, thunderstorm and all that. But I believe that's the map that I was looking at. If you scroll on over to Cerulean Gym, you can see the first swimmer there with the two Pokemon. And you can see that they are, you know, they're Pinsir and Mew, and so if you defeat those Pokemon... Although I don't know for the life of me how in the fuck you would get Pinsir out of that trainer. Like, there isn't really a way to force those trainers to switch it that, you know, in these games, because Whirlwind doesn't work like that. Not in Gen 1. Whirlwind and Roar just fail during trainer battles. For some reason. Let's try using Ice Beam here, because I think it might help us conserve a little bit on PP. And we would like to save our Thrashes and our other things for a moment here. Well, I mean, here's the thing, is that Pinsir is what you would get for fainting what is normally his first Pokemon. Because, of course, the Pokemon are laid out on that thing, you know, in left to right, top to bottom order. So if you just sandbag against the Pinsir, well, the thing that will transform the encounter into Pinsir, then you can go over there and get Pinsir. Is that the case? Because I admit that I've never, like, actually... I've done Mew Glitch, like, once or twice, and I've never done a version where you faint. So, if that's a thing that exists, then I don't actually know about it on that level. So, you know, I can only speak so much. And yet that won't make me shut up. What's that TM10? Let's get a look at this. Give me something good. Bubble Beam. That is... Ooh, baby! That's a good move. But you know what? I think Fire Blast can eat me, because Ice Beam is just usually better. And Bubble Beam, well... Bubble Beam's a pretty good move. And it has 20 PP, I believe. And I mean, sure, it's not going to be a complete bunker buster coming off of Pinsir. It's not going to be a complete bunker buster coming off of Pinsir's stats either, but it's definitely not going to be, you know, it's not going to set the world on fire with any Pokemon because it's a water type move. But you know what I'm saying? You know, Tauros is not going to, you know, be the most disgusting user of it, but it's okay. Tauros has a pretty decent special stat in this generation. And it has 20 PP. Plus, I mean, turning all these various rock types that have been giving us trouble into paste, that's always, you know, that's always a thing you gotta love a little bit, right? That's okay. That's fine. I mean, if there is a method to do that stuff a little more easily, then, like, hey, you gotta figure out some way to trick the AI into switching. The AI that really is incredibly reticent to switch. If you want to do... If that's what it is, well, that's messy. If it's as easy as just sandbag to the Pokemon that'll give you what you want, that's cool. Yeah, that would make for a shockingly acceptable way to get quite a few of these Pokemon. Am I getting bound by Farfetch'd? Only for a couple of turns. Yeah, so in that case it would be Faint, whatever the first Pokemon is. and then negotiate with Shelder, which I remember that second Pokemon is a Shelder because I've read that very specific LP that dealt with that whole glitch a lot, like 1.5 million times, so that's one that I know pretty well. And yeah, we're taking the revive so that way we can... revive. Well, I mean, technically that's true too, but the heals so that way we can get our PP back. Alright, that dude we've already fought, because this is the floor... Yeah, that's the... Your Pokemon have weak points, so I can nail them. Fella. Oh hey, Gengar. So, this is gonna be like just a freebie for fainting Electabuzz. Oh, come on. What a move choice there. Just, hey, I'm gonna use Gust on your level 6 thingamabob. Yeah, thanks, buddy. This Gengar must not have, like, any good moves. Oh yeah, Grappler, we can just make this thing explode, right? Yeah. Actually, the thing that I like is that 2 of Lorelei's Pokemon can be used for this, in theory, and they're both Dugong right at the end of her party. It's fitting, because Lorelei's Dugong can do some hilarious things if you intentionally do something very, very silly. If you go in there with a reasonably not strong Pokemon that's weak to fighting, weak to psychic. So, like, probably a fighting type that's just pure fighting. Like, if you're... Like, Primeape would be a good choice for this. This is the one that I usually see it with, just because of simplicity. You go in there and you use Rage and you just do, like, no damage to it. It'll just sit there and keep casting Rest over and over, and if you can't break it while it's resting, it's a soft lock. Lorelei's Dugong. I'm pretty sure they changed that for Yellow. This has Minimize. Can't even learn it. I don't think I'd want to, even if I could. I mean, I guess Minimize is alright if you like setting up. Which I don't. Oh, it's got the instructions on there. I admit that I didn't look over the whole thing, so... You know, I just was, like, browsing around for the Pokemon. Make sure, you know, go over to the Cerulean Gym, which is the one that I know really well off the top of my head. Make sure that it's correct, and all of that. Found some pills, found some more pills. Is this gonna be a 3rd protein? Aww! If it was 3 protein, that would have been absolutely hilarious. Let's go ahead and let's use the pills on Tauros. Okay, yeah, I see the whole thing now. Let me double check that I don't have any other pills in here. I have a PP up. But we're not gonna concern ourselves with that right now. Hey, you, what are you made up for? Hiding behind all these crates? What are those things supposed to be? Are they just crates? Are they like school desks or something? Alright, here we go. I can get a better look at this, because yeah, as you can probably tell, it's been a while since I've done this, or, you know, really, well, saying, or really even thought about it, that's a bit of a stretch. Zapdos didn't go down in one hit. That's a shame. Well, that damage really sucks from that waterfall, but it is Zapdos. Even at an almost 20 level disadvantage, that thing is a fighter! Hi, Krabby. Krabby has, like, one of my favorite cries in the entire game. Just want to put that one out there. Yeah, my frame skipping, I'm having a little bit of that. It is absolutely correct. I believe it's because of the weather right now. I mean, it's not like horrible weather or anything. That Weeping Bell looks like it has googly eyes, by the way. However, it is the kind of weather you wouldn't want to go outside in. It's thunderstorming. You know, I want to be careful about using the phrase inclement weather because I don't want anybody to be like, oh, are you streaming through a hurricane or something? No, I live in the Midwest. We don't have hurricanes that I know of. I mean, we sometimes get some funny activity coming off of Lake Michigan, maybe, but not hurricane. I think we can thrash at this point. I'm pretty sure we're in good shape right now. We've got very strong... You know, our power doesn't really go out unless there's, like, a substation issue, and I've got surge protectors. This whole room is full of it. I think as well that there's, GFCI, ground fault circuit... Yes, ground fault circuit interrupter, hookups on the main breaker box as defense. So if something goes a little bit whack, you know, that'll cut it off. I don't 100% know how good or, you know, how common that is of a thing in your neck of the woods. In some countries in Europe and elsewhere, I believe it's very much a common thing to have GFCI on individual breakers and or the circuit breaker panel in England at least, but I don't know about mainland Europe. Offhand, I would assume that it's becoming increasingly normal at least, if not, you know, like required by electrical codes or anything. And honestly, if it's not required by your nation's electrical code, it probably should be. 'Cause it's a good idea. Well, I mean, that'll help too, you know, if you've got good, you know, lightning rod type of things like that, and other, you know, things that would keep it away from sensitive power stations and shit. If I recall correctly, that stuff has, like, big fuses attached to it too, like a lightning rod. Like, it'll have something like a 10,000, you know, whatever fuse attached to it. It's 10,000 amp, I assume. It's pretty big. Having your cables underground is another thing that'll help out a lot too, because of course, then an electrical pole can't go down and, you know, that won't shut down the whole neighborhood for days. Around here, the cables are pretty buried. Yeah, Drowsy is definitely a little bit funky looking. And it's one of those things that I can't even be like, oh, it's just Gen 1, because it really isn't. Looks like he needs pants. Well, Drowsy, that's more Hypno. I have seen that shirt before many, many times. That one's been posted all around the internet. I don't think Drowsy specifically, like, kidnaps children. It does do the whole Dream Eater thing, though. Because it's basically a Baku. So, yeah. Oh, hey, Beedrill. I think we saw a couple of Beedrills at, like, the very beginning of the game, and that was the last time we heard anything of, Drowsy's, like, yeah, a little bit. The brown parts, I think, are kind of supposed to make it look a little bit more like it's been playing in the mud or something. You know, like more like an actual tapir, and then evolving into just straight up Baku, but I don't know how well that came off. That way goes downstairs. I feel like we fought more of these dudes who have called themselves one of the 4 Rocket Brothers than yeah. This bought Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition. I did not even know that was a thing. I have actually never played Neverwinter Nights. One of the many, many video games out there that I have just never gotten around to. It's one of those things that I was aware of it many, many years ago, and I didn't quite catch on to it at the time, because, you know, I was probably like a little kid or something. Or at least, you know, not teenager or older. And I occasionally hear about it once in a while, and it does not stick in the consciousness that well. €11. Depending on the conversion rate, yeah, that's probably about what it is. Oh, I think we're gonna get confused at the end of this fight, by the way. About $12.81, according to Google, at current conversion rates. So, I mean, by the time anybody watches this on anything else, it could be radically different. It is very weird, by the way. I feel like I said this the last time we mentioned Euro and conversion rates, and yeah, you can see why I don't like to do Thrash too early in a fight is because of this exact thing right now. But hey, we managed to get out of it. Yeah, last time there was any discussion about Euro and conversion rates in chat, that came up. It came up then as well, basically, that it's a little bit unusual to see Euros not being worth, like, $2 each. Because that is what I remember the general conversion rate of the Euro being, pretty much from its introduction up until, well, up until I did any conversion to Euro right now. So, that's pretty wild. To put it bluntly, but of course, if you were trying to get physical goods from the EU over to here, well, shipping is pretty well tied up in America on a lot of fronts. You know, from within and from without, so that wouldn't be such a good time. Although digital goods, sure. Basically, I'm pretty sure that the last 4 to 5 years, you know, going on 5 years really, have just kind of, actually probably more than 5 years, because I'd place a little bit of the the start of the currency-related fucking probably around that Brexit thing. That sounds so dismissive, but, yeah. I could have sworn there was a more technical term for it, and by the way, our inventory is full. That's neat. We'll just use the super repel, I guess. What's the item? TM36. It's growth. Well, that's pretty growth. That wasn't very funny. What all do we got? We got another trainer over here. I'm just trying to look for the rival fight, because we've been in here for so long. And I know that saying so long is a bit of a stretch, because we're only an hour deep into the stream, really. And we've already completed Pokemon Tower as well, but this place, you know, my conception of time just sort of disappears being around here. Just slowly leeches out of one ear. Where am I? When am I? Hey, Porygon. Fucking love Porygon, by the way. I don't know if I've said that any time recently, but Porygon is pretty great. Don't mash the A button so much. Yes, the episode of the anime where Pikachu is flashing cheeks too much caused a bit of an issue, basically, and Porygon ended up having to take the fall. Boy, it's a good thing I didn't thrash, because that would have interrupted it, and I'd be sitting here confused right now, probably. Now we have to endure some barrage. Gengar, and back in Gen 1, it would have been your only choice of one, so it's a good thing it's your favorite. Especially at this point in the game. Although, in Gen 1, Gengar had a lot of things going against it, which, you know, I feel kind of bad for it, because, you know, it was poison type on top of everything else. Ghost moves were physical. Its only ghost move that wasn't fixed damage was Lick anyway, which isn't very good. So, I mean, it did get a bit of a raw deal in that regard. Alright, so we got old boy here. Let's see what we can deal with here. We've got an Electrode to start with. That's going to probably outspeed us. No, I just used default names this time instead of being, you know, instead of throwing anything else like that out. Yeah, Electrode always gets the goofy grins. So, by the way, here's a fun fact, is that the way those prefabricated names are handled is a lot different from how regular names are handled. So, when you do the missing no glitch, you get a much different encounter chart than those names would suggest if you were to try and decode them. Anyway, Dragon Rage is showing up way too late here, so get that shit out of here. Although it is funny that we got both of the fixed damage moves in this game. Well, the true fixed damage moves. Obviously, there's Seismic Toss and Nightshade, but those are based on your level. That's not true fixed damage. He just doesn't even get a teleport animation. He just blinks out of reality. Oh, these two again? Well, I guess they gotta throw them in quite a bit. Because, you know, it is supposed to be based on the anime. Oh, hey, Pidgeot. That thing is easy to... I didn't remember where, like, any of these encounters were, personally, so... Although this is our last plot dealing with Team Rocket, so I don't know if they show up after this. Anyway, we should be able to thrash from here. We got 20 levels on Weezing, and while Weezing is pretty tanky, with a 20 level disadvantage going up against Tauros, it's not going to survive long enough for that to actually look true. Again. Pyoing. Away they go. If this was the anime, they'd get launched real far away, probably get knocked out of the window in this case. And it's our buddy, Giovanni. Let's see what he's got for us. I still haven't watched the Part 5 anime. I need to get around to doing that. What kind of a JoJo fan am I? Jeez. Apparently not a good one. Not an impressive one, anyway. Arcanine. Yeah, we can take care of that pretty easily. Not easily enough, apparently. Wow, I guess Arcanine would probably have, like, a really good special stat to it, so that makes sense. Well, as much as Tauros has, like, good special for being a, you know, a physically oriented normal type, you know, Tauros is not exactly Mewtwo when it comes to that. So, I suspect that a large part of that is just like, hey, you're not quite as crazy good as you think you are there. I think that's going to be the last Pokemon little buddy has here. Yeah, the other thing with anime like that, obviously, is you gotta keep up, right? So... I have no room for that. That is true, we have no room for it, so you know what? We are disdaining that reward, because it's just a Master Ball, I'm pretty sure. It's not an item that we need. Yeah. Yeah, I guess there's also the other thing is that it's like, do you want the dub or the sub? And I think dubs at least are getting a little bit better. And JoJo, as far as I know, the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure dubs have been, like, really fun for a lot of people. Which is good, because it's a series that, you know, fun should be kind of the thing, because it's incredibly goofy most of the time, even when it's trying to be serious. Oh no, our repels effect wore off. So, you know, a lot of that is going to come down to, like, hey, how much of this part of the performance is a thing you're into? Alright, so we can store the Ultra Ball, we can store a card key, we can store a PP up. These TMs. Well, the growth TM is not useful. We should check the other two real quick. I don't think that either of those are of any real import to us. This was... yeah, that's Fire Blast. We don't need that back anymore. And that's Minimize. Okay. You can tell that I don't memorize that shit very easily. If we do a Gen 3 randomizer at some point, it'll be much easier. Or any later period besides that. So, that said, Sabrina is actually going to be a potentially fairly tough gym leader because her Pokemon get as high as level 50 in this game, I believe. So we're actually going to go deal with Koga first. And we should also, of course, deal with the Safari Zone fun stuff. Yeah, this game is, like, really really weirdly set up. I don't know why it's like this, but you know what? I didn't design it. Most importantly, there's the part that I've mentioned before. I'm pretty sure this is endemic to all Gen 1 games, although not the remakes. They fixed this for the remakes, where you can encounter Pokemon with levels in the 20s in Victory Road, and it's not just like a rare one-off like a Larvitar type of thing or something, which... That was Mount Silver in those games, but of course, you know, with the level curve and everything in Gen 2, Mount Silver pretty much is the actual Victory Road. So, it becomes a problem when you're trying to level grind if you have to level grind at that point. Alright, so Snorlax, is this guy a level 30 or a level 50? Well, it's a Magnemite, so yeah, it's level 30. Just because I was checking, like, what is worth, how much EXP is this going to be worth? And not a ton. Yeah, the best place for EXP in any late period of the game is literally the Unknown Dungeon, but of course, that's post-game! So, you can't get there for the Elite Four if you're trying to build a party for that era. You're up a certain creek without a paddle. And here's where we've got a couple of these chuckleheads here. Hopefully these are worth some experience. Yeah, we got level 29 Machamp, so as long as these dudes are throwing us good Pokemon, we can gain a couple of levels on the way. And everything should curve out just fine by the time we get back to Sabrina. And by pointing out the weird level curve, it'll be... Yeah, the stream is having an issue right now. Again, because of just internet-related things. I heard somebody saying there might be some Twitch-related issues, too. I don't know if that's 100% true or not. Hopefully, at least my voice is coming through, which, you know, then you can at least figure out what the fuck I'm talking about. Well, I mean, you gotta see all the pixels, right? You gotta see all the pixels. There's a decent-sized cluster of trainers throughout Cycling Road. Just because I'm thinking about that now. I didn't catch how many Pokemon this guy had because I just mashed through. I'm pretty sure we can thrash this fight away pretty easily. Again, way overkill for a Magikarp, but on the other hand, not so much for a Mewtwo. What a party, by the way. A Magikarp and a Mewtwo. This is kind of like the level of stuff that I'm sitting at here. Well, if it's not completely horrendous and it's, like, still watchable, at least that's good. Because my usual bitrate sits somewhere in the 4000s. Oh, hi, Mew. We were just talking about that. And it's been dipping to, like, the 2500-ish area off and on here. Again, I'm not 100% sure how much of that is weather related. Also, that trainer's class is still just biker. That didn't get randomized, it just got decapped. That's weird. Thanks, randomizer. 0 out of 10. Meanwhile, the cue balls are engineers. Well, yeah, but then I'd have to change it for things and I don't know. I'll forget if I change it, it's a problem. It's tied to the, like, stream profile, or... Yeah, it's called a profile in OBS. So, yeah. I will remember to change that. Don't be silly. Oh, hey, wait a second. Fearow has basically the same cry as Cloyster, doesn't it? I don't think I ever really noticed that. But you don't really get them back-to-back very often, so I guess there you go. Wow, this guy is just not letting me set up for a Thrash, huh? Fearow, have a Rock type. And I think at that point, Aerodactyl is, like, actually pretty chunky, so it probably would have survived a Thrash hit. Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot of the cries are shared and just like tones are messed with. And if they're not outright duplicates in some case, they are very close. It's but I just didn't notice that one before, that's all. Jinx, which is shared with, well, shared with like Drowsy really, but Jinx making a sound that I'm not sure most other Pokemon, you know. It's weird noise, that's for sure. That Weedle sprite, yeah, that Weedle sprite obviously looks different from the red-blue one, but I forgot by how much. Kind of looks like it's trying to pick a fight with me. Come on, put up your dukes. And then everybody's just like, dude, you're Weedle. This guy doesn't have a Voltorb, by the way, I'm pretty sure. He's talking about his Voltorb, but I'm pretty sure there's not going to be a Voltorb in this party. That's for something or other. Oh hey, a Geodude, we can just demolish that thing in one hit. Oh yeah. Is it still... I've dropped a ton of frames, but it's back to green quality on my OBS now. Never mind. I shouldn't have said nothing because it dropped off of that immediately afterwards. I don't think it dropped frames, but... yeah, the frame drops well, that's what I was referring to, and I guess at least the sound is staying the course. I'll come back for the rest of these trainers, or I won't. I might forget. Hey, Kangaskhan. Yeah, the Ice Beam sound effect in particular is just really good in this game. Oh, hey, that's actually a threatening move coming off of Gengar's stats. And landing the burn, that's ouchies. We may have to really chisel this Tentacruel down because we don't have a good move to deal with it right now. Tentacruel, oh, never mind. Tentacruel has, like, good physical defense, I believe. But of course, you know, we have nothing that's super effective against it on Tauros, and yeah, our other moves are normal. If it was really going to be such a concern, well, would have happened. However, not so much. Base 80, so not quite as good as I thought, but still not unreasonable. A little tougher to overcome when you have a burn, basically. As most defense stats are anyway, so... Go in here and let's heal. Get some health back. And yeah, you know how it goes. $65. Wow, it's that low? Huh. That's kind of surprising. Alright, so I think we can take on the gym pretty much right away. And you know, the invisible walls are a minor gimmick. Oh, please don't do this, Kabutops. Just one-shot him. Come on. There you go. And again, I think our best bet here is just going to be using Bubble Beam. It's still not exactly great, but it's better than using Ice Beam, that's for sure. Probably. But Mirror Move, huh? What a move pool this thing has. I think we can just go from here and yeah. Is that the last Pokemon? Yes, it is. Alright, give me a sec to stand up here real quick. That's better. I was slouching a little bit, sorry. Three Pokemon, I think we can thrash this down. Just don't throw an Onix at me, or a Ghost. That'd be quite irritating. So we do have those things to worry about, but I can't see him very well.
Burn to the ground!
Hey, Snorlax. We thought about that thing a few seconds ago. And dead already. We got 2. Oh hey, it's Ditto. Ditto is not transforming here, so it's going to be really weak. That thing is getting absolutely splattered. Ah yes, the legendary dropped my balls trainer. Yes, yes, we all have a good laugh around here, and sometimes we have one that's mediocre. Oh, I forgot about that dude entirely. Well, let's go and fix that and get some free EXP, because, I mean, that's not going to be much of a fight, right? Before we get to Koga, Koga has some decently high-level Pokemon, I think. Nothing we can't handle, but decent. You know, we might actually see 40s, which is something that to this point has been, you know, completely unknown. But of course, that also, you know, we've been fighting Team Rocket, so that doesn't help that's the case either. And demolished. Ha ha ha! Giblets. Excellent. Let's go and face down old buddy Koga. Once I get through these nefarious invisible walls. Ooh. That was nothing. Come on. Let's fight this guy. And also, yeah, there you go. The Fwahaha! A mere child dares to... They clearly were trying to make, in this first game, these gyms a little bit bigger of a thing than like, oh, it's basically a government-sponsored sports and, you know, thing for kids to do. There was definitely some real aggro going on in these cases. You know, it's not quite like, you know, any of the Pokemon special mangas or anything like that, but definitely it's a little more than it ended up being, which is very weird. Honestly, compared to the rest of the series, this game is pretty damn weird, isn't it? Oh hey, Graveler. A level 50 Graveler, yeah! Koga gets all the way to 50 as well, wow. Gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting that, but we're really cutting it close here in terms of not getting confused. And this is why you usually want to avoid thrashing until very late into the fight. Because you might get something like that to happen. Hey, we get to surf. TM6, is it going to be Poison Powder? No, it's Slam. Well, that's pretty useless. I actually think Poison Powder would have been better. But I saw Graveler bust out the Poison Powder. And I think the gym leader's Pokemon at least are set up so that way they have their TM move and their moveset if possible with the randomizer. And I would have found it very funny if the TM that's usually toxic was Poison Powder instead. Now let's go and deal with the Safari Zone. This isn't the Safari Zone. Is this the Warden's house? I think that is actually the place where we gotta go meet the Warden, but the entrance to the Safari Zone is like all the way at the back of the zoo. Yeah, right back here. Safari game Pokemon you catch. I didn't even remember. I forgot about that. There's a lot of little details in this game that I don't remember. Pokemon you catch. That sounds like a, that sounds like quite a thing. Am I gonna do a proper Randlock for Gen 2? At some point, I probably will. That might even be... I might do Crystal. I've never played Crystal, I don't think. So, there's a fair possibility of that. Because there's a lot fewer points where you get choked out by lack of EXP than there are in this game. Well, you know, outside of... Well, I guess there's still the Mount Silver thing. And, you know, I would try to avoid doing as much Game Shark stuff as possible as a thing, because... On top of everything else, code pages for Game Shark... Ooh, Nugget. It's actually getting quite hard to find a lot of the patch code stuff for many of the older Pokemon games, believe it or not. Like, that stuff was basically just hanging out on old web pages in the 2000s, and then they didn't really get imported to much of anywhere else for some reason. Oh yeah, absolutely. I have those evolutions always fixed. It's what the thing defines as impossible evolutions. So it'll be anything like that. It's, you know, trade with item, any of that stuff. I think there's a couple others that get fixed from that. But yeah, they, excuse me, they make it real simple with the randomizer, thankfully. Yes, and I think usually when you correct evolutions for that, Onix evolves into Steelix at level 37. In fact, I think in certain versions of the games, they always happen at level 37. Again, don't necessarily take my word for that, but I think that's the case for, like, Gen 4 and forward. But other games, they're locked in the, you know, 36 or 40, sometimes 32. I think probably just to, like, go with the flow of older games, not having very many odd number evolutions, relatively speaking. Odd level evolutions, rather. Like, clearly they didn't, you know, not exist at all, because we know, you know, we know about the Cocoon Pokemon. You get them at level 7 and they evolve at level 10. But it was very common to get evolutions that were multiples of 4 in Gen 1. Yeah, you can see that our step counter, we are not going to make it this time. Oh, we found the gold teeth, though, so we got strength, at least. Ding dong. Well, we didn't get a good haul because we're not doing that in this game, but thank you anyway, sir. Get on the bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to go find the Warden and get strength. Ah, yeah, the Warden's name is Slowpoke. Or nicknamed Slowpoke, anyway. I mean, if you just left his teeth out in the middle of the Safari Zone, then it kind of makes sense, really. Place I'm supposed to go? No, this is not it. This is just somebody who tells us about his false teeth. It's one of the smaller houses, though. It's not actually the big building. Is this Warren's home? Yeah, okay. So we don't even try to find this dude at work. Well, I am still having some issues, but I don't know if it's that bad. I hope it's not. Hey, we got HM4. And he tells us where we can find Surf. I'm thinking for a sec. Do I need Cut anymore? Like, is there anywhere else that I would be cutting on the rest of the road to the end of the game here? Because we don't need it inside a Pokemon house. We don't need it in Fuchsia City. We don't need it in... Oh, that Ice Heal is so worth it. We don't need it in Saffron City. We don't need it on our way back to Saffron City. We don't need it on the way to Victory Road, do we? Because if I'm at a point where I do not need Cut anymore for anything important, I mean, I guess I could use it to pick up a couple of items, but if that's it, I could just store Electabuzz once I get Surf. Because HM compatibility is completely full. That's an option that I checked on the randomizer. And, you know, Strength is a perfectly respectable move. And Surf is, of course, you know, Surf will hit harder than Bubble Beam, and that's what we want out of it. So if that's the case, then, you know, again, I could go back to being literally just a solo run. Without having to try and, you know, trick anything else out in order to make sure that it gets as close as possible. And I mean, it wouldn't be speedrun worthy, especially since it's a 2-session run here, but still... It'd be something, wouldn't it? I didn't quite remember where I was going with that, so I just ended it with, it'd be something, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's about the level of talking that I'm good at. At least in the moment. I like to think I'm better when I'm better prepared. I don't think we go up at all here. I think we just keep wrapping around. To get to the Surf House. I don't remember for sure, though, and, I mean, I could go open a map. Oh, hey, Aerodactyl. I guess if you're gonna put the fossil Pokemon anywhere in the Pokemon world... Also, yes, we do go up, by the way. If you're gonna put the fossil Pokemon anywhere in the Pokemon world, the Safari Zone feels like it would make the most sense. In terms of a place to encounter them. We go up the other way. I'm an idiot. I might actually have to pop a map open for this one. In fact, I think I will. Level 14 Raticate, by the way. What's up with this level range, man? Maybe that's what Chansey was. Is really low level. Alright. Here we go. I got the route. Okay, let's see if we can get a quick look at where we're at here. Alright, so up through the grass. Down this way. Wrap around. I'm probably gonna run out of steps, but we're gonna try, dang it. We're up a little high, but I think we go through less grass this way. On the outside wall. Get into an encounter. Oh boy, we're gonna run out of steps right in front of the place, aren't we? What's our step count look like? 20. Not quite. In fact, we're gonna run out of steps like right in front of the door of the next room, so... Ding dong. Yeah, here's $5. A little bit of evolution music for some reason. I don't know why the Safari Zone uses that theme, but it does. And that is the case in most of the Safari Zones throughout the entire series, at least for the first couple of games. Even the removed Safari Zone in Gold Silver, and I guess removed is not the correct word, but the dummied out Safari Zone, that's better. The one that you cannot access, although the map is still in the game, the default music for that is still the evolution theme. What an unusual choice. What an unusually consistent one at that, too. So where are we on this part of things? Yeah, we're... a little bit loosey-goosey there. Oh, hi, Eevee. We just saw a Jolteon a minute ago. Did you, Is this a place where Thunderstone chips happen, and I guess I just ate one of them? An old shard of Thunderstone for some reason. Thunder Shrapnel. Oh, we got a ton of time left. No more room for... dang it. Let me fix that real quick. I could probably just start throwing some shit out if I wanted to. I need to see when I can start buying, full heals. In fact, considering that, let's go ahead and let's toss out these antidotes. Because I think they're worth the least money out of any stack in my inventory. 45, what's TM45? Did we check TM20? TM45 is Dragon Rage, that's useless. TM20, did I check that earlier? Oh yeah, that's right, that's Self-Destruct. Did we have another Self-Destruct TM earlier? Or am I just imagining that because it would be the exact sort of thing that would happen in this game? Okay, let's throw out these burn heals. Because we need space to be able to pick up this thing. So by the way, what are these graphics supposed to represent back here with the like, is this just a bunch of heavy machinery or something? Is it like a turbine? I'm confused. And I feel like I've never exactly known what it is. Well, yeah, full restores are obviously better than full heals. It's just a matter of I don't think we can buy those yet. That might be a little bit chunky for the kind of things we can get, unless we can get them at Celadon Department Store, which we probably can. I mean, we can get most things at Celadon Department Store, so. Alright, Alright, so let's go ahead and let's use Surf and teach that to Tauros in lieu of Bubble Beam. And let's roll on out of here. Get on your bikes and ride! Let's make our way on back to Celadon, where we're going to take a pit stop before we go to face down Sabrina, who we are probably not going to have too hard of a time with whatsoever. I mean, we managed to beat Koga. We got a couple of dudes over here we can fight. Couldn't decide which version of roll you wanted to write there, right? I see the E at the end there. It's a Caterpie. I may just have to... I may just have to suck it up and let it not be able to kill me, but... Oh god, yeah, I've used Gust. It does, like, no damage because it's Caterpie. Oh, Jesus. Oh, you're gonna... You're gonna troll me for a while, ain't you, buddy? Gust is a physical move, you goon. It's not gonna do more damage if you do that buff. Oh my god. I can't suicide to a Caterpie. Oh, there we go. That's gonna have some muscle on its bones. Boom! I bet that it actually hurt Tauros even a little bit, actually, if it hit. That's a big if, though. Alright, so Surf we might be able to actually... That's a much weaker Arcanine anyway. Clefable can die to try attack, I'm pretty sure. Oh, hi, Snorlax. It's only level 22, but... You know what? I want your EXP, Snorlax. It's probably not worth a lot, but hey. This guy's practicing a bird call. It doesn't come through in text, my friend, so... Brr. Unfortunately, it just makes every trainer in this game look incompetent. Oh, wait! It's a Pokemon game. The solo... well, the single-player part is not great in terms of difficulty. The solo part, well... As you can see, we rolled Tauros, so... It's real easy for us, that's for sure. Depending on which game you're in. Yeah, why was it Wark in, like, just 7 and then changed to Quay later? I do not know. Square Enix making weird decisions like they always do. Alright, now we're taking the slow road, but I don't feel like getting HM02 out. I want one move that I can sandbag with on Electabuzz if necessary. Again, assuming that that's going to continue to be a going concern, which it may not be, because I may not need cut at all after this point. There we go, and... Right, we want to go to the mart, we want to go and start turning over some items and see what we can get here. You sell the actual items, right? You sell just TMs. Oh. That's the dude who gives you the counter TM, I think. Is there not a shopkeeper here who you can just buy anything from? Or nearly anything, anyway? Alright, so this is the Wise Man Gifts floor. This is where we get our stones at, usually. But, mostly we're coming here to dump some items. That's right, give me that money for those 2 nuggets. Let's go get that TM that is formerly counter. At least I think that's what it is. Yep, TM 18. It's usually counter, but here it's scratch, which is not very helpful. This for drugstore. I think we got 2 shopkeepers here. This is... Okay, yeah, you sell pills. You sell... battle items. Okay, so I guess there actually isn't anybody here who sells, like, everything like I thought there was. That might be a different Pokemon game I'm thinking of. Well... Alright, back to Saffron. At Saffron, we can definitely get some good items. Go to Pokemart. Buy... Alright, we got Hyper Potions. We got full heals here. That's great. Let's grab 20 of these real quick. Okay, yeah, I must have been confusing it with a different game then. Which, you know, that happens. I don't always remember everything. I think 10 Hyper Potions should do us for a bit. We don't want to go too hog wild here, because, well... Again, we barely use this stuff to begin with. Plus, we still got a little bit extra already. I'll keep the lemonades, because those are pretty alright. I don't need a freshwater. The ether, I probably should just store that, but... I have forgotten to. I'll store my HMs. You can sell the Ice Heal. Don't really need it too much. PM 18, that's right, that's Scratch, so we don't need that, that's for sure. Alright, we can store our HMs, we can store our Poke Flute. I guess I will actually give Electabuzz Fly after this and use it pretty much just the 2 times in order to get to that one place. But I'm waiting until after this gym to do that. Deposit Poke Flute. Deposit HM04. Deposit the Ether. And deposit HM03. And back we go. Yeah, I don't need to... I think I'll be fine with the PP that I have, because I didn't use very much of it getting here. I used a little bit in those fights against the 3 trainers, but that's it. We'll just consider them an additional portion of the gym, basically. This guy's got a surprising amount of Pokemon, actually. Alright, so I don't 100% remember the path to get to Sabrina quickly, but I at least sort of can see into the other rooms so I can tell where I am. We're in the lower left corner right now. Remembering that it's a 3x3 square of rooms. Oh, hi, Mew. Here's a quick way to remove that, and the rest of the team, if there is any. I was expecting to be proven wrong there, game, and yet I was not. Amazing. Amazing. Anyway, these gym trainers all have Pokemon with levels in the 30s, and for some reason Sabrina caps out at level 50. These games, the first generation of Pokemon games, were so weird. Like, wow. Oh, yeah. Of course, we've already talked about the jank a little bit today, so... You know. We're going for the simple path. So here we're in the top left corner. So let's go this way. Alright, we're in the top right now. It should be fine. And pretty much Leroy! Alright, so here we are in the middle. Top middle, rather. This way. Alright, this is this side again. Or no, that's wrong. That is... Oh boy. These teleporters don't always go back the way that I think they do. So this guy is on the middle right. And he's even leading with a ghost to really dissuade me from thrashing. Paris, that'll go down immediately to Ice Beam. It's alright. I mean, you know, we've all got other things to do all the time, so... If you gotta do other things at the same time, well... Can't stop you. Alright, so this should be the last trainer here, aside from Sabrina. Only one Pokemon, and it's a level 38 Doug Trio. That should go down in a single serve. Doug Trio is not exactly a special machine, so... Let's take what we can get for free when we can get it. Let's try going back. I'm gonna... sort of process of elimination things here. Up. Okay, this I think puts us back in the path that we were starting out on, basically. Let's keep going left until the game makes us take a different path. So we go right. Down here, maybe? Let's try that. Up. Puts us over here. There we go. It takes us a while to get there, but if you just keep going in a straight path, you don't really get into a loop. It just becomes very long. And that's perfectly fine. This gets us to Sabrina, who the randomizer has decided to name Esteban, which is a pretty hilarious name no matter who it is. So I was wrong. Sabrina starts at the 50s, huh? Wow. This could be pretty rough. But also, damn, I guess, you know, they're really ramping you up in a hurry here. It still is like, hey, yeah, this is where... You know, this is the order that it's supposed to be, is that you face Koga first. But wow, the strongest other Pokemon in the gym is level 38. And you're gonna bust out a level 50 Eevee to end this off with. So yeah. I didn't tank that Ice Beam. I'm kind of surprised too, but, you know, maybe Bulbasaur has, like, actual special stats. I don't know. I don't think it's that great. Alright. What you got for us for a TM? It's Tackle. Well, we got one of the starting garbage moves. I wonder if we'll find a pound TM by the end of this. And yeah, I'm gonna escape rope out, and we're gonna be here? Oh yeah, I guess I didn't heal in that town. Well, that's okay. This shop should have an escape rope for us. We should be able to get one more for the road. Withdraw HM02. Yeah, we'll teach Electabuzz how to fly. Get rid of Ice Beam. Because that's like a good move, so... Renamed to Glomp, Jesus. That's a word that throws me back almost 20 years. Closer to 15, but still, wow. What a weird thing to see in 2021. No escape ropes here. Celadon will have them for sure. I will keep those max repels just in case things get, bad enough that I'd actually, if I get annoyed enough in Pokemon Mansion, I suppose. Alright, so we're gonna fly to Celadon. Yeah, originally I was gonna be like, I'm not gonna use Fly, I want to make sure that I have a move for sandbagging with my Electabuzz. But if we're going to a point where I may not use HMs at all, or I may not use an HM Caddy at all at the end of it, then, yeah, what's the point of, in that case, screw it, I guess I will. Alright, you're the TM salesman. You should have an escape rope for me, and does not. That is weird and unfortunate. So, give me just a second here. Actually, is it... Maybe it's a floor up from here. You have... No, you don't. Okay, so... I'm looking for a shop here for it. Oh, is there a shop at Cinnabar Island? I did not realize... Right, I'm thinking of Gold and Silver, where there's nothing on Cinnabar Island except for a Pokemon Center. It's okay, we don't need that escape rope until then. Back to Pallet Town. I probably should have healed somewhere, but... for some reason I have not. Maybe I'll just have to run from, like, every fight and only get into a few trainer fights on the route. It's okay, I think our level is pretty good right now, so if we don't over-level ourselves too much, this will not be so, so comically easy, I guess. It'd be nice for there to be a little bit of challenge in this game, which, Again, the randomizer was just like, hey, you want a Tauros? And took that away from me, so... We may as well make things a little bit trickier for ourselves, because... some reason... Oh hey, a Goldeen. That's a Pokemon that a swimmer would conceivably actually consider using. Meowth, however, not so much. I would advise against taking cats into water. They don't tend to be very happy about it. Alright, so that's Pokemon Mansion. Gym. Here we go, there is a Pokemon park here. Nice. Alright, grab an escape rope. Get that 550 in there. So now we heal. I think I'm okay on full heal. Unless this shop has full restores, if I didn't, I don't know if I saw that, but, I do have 20 full heals in the bag, and that should be enough for a team of 1. So do we have anything to drop off first? Let's double check and make sure that our inventory is as empty as we can feasibly get it while still keeping our healing items on hand. Because this place has a good chunk of items, if I recall correctly. Yeah, we just have full heals here, no full restores yet. Full restores are not a thing until what I believe to be Indigo Plateau, you know, that place. And here we're in this place with the music that is barely arranged. This is actually like this theme. I don't know what's up with this. This is sort of just the peak of. Hey, that's nice. Thank you, Pidgeotto. Oh, we have to fight it? Or we at least have to put Tauros in? That's fine. Let's try attacking little pieces. Just insta-dead. Ow! Oh, that hurts. I just whacked my elbow on something over here by the wall, so I'm okay. It just kind of hurt a little bit. Oh, that can be pretty unpleasant. Ooh, that doesn't sound so great. Anyway, Pokemon Mansion. This place is a little bit funny in terms of its overall architecture, and I don't really always remember too easily how to get around in it. But yeah, you hit the switches, and that's how you get stitches. No, that's how you toggle the doors. That's not the people's elbow. No, it is not. Okay, so we have to drop down to get there. Again, you can tell that it's been a while since I remember the flow of everything. I was hoping to skip, you know, any part of this because, well, I'm not a big fan of this place. And its inclusion is a little bit weird. But hey, let's just make our experience in here even longer by me not knowing the paths to get around. It's okay, there's trainers here, so it's free EXP. We're doing it on purpose. It's free real estate and all that. Oh, is it gonna be that expensive? Well, you've probably got like some kind of a mechanical keyboard, so that would not be very cheap, and especially if you gotta get like oh yeah, there you go. It's not cheap. Yeah, I usually just use fairly, you know, budget keyboard models just because I don't know, I've never had much discomfort using a keyboard provided it's in a good position while I'm actually using it. Because of course, you know, if it's like super far out, you can get cramps up your elbow and stuff, but you know. Then again, I've never really tried like a high-end mechanical keyboard or anything. Maybe I'll just end up using one of those one day and be like, hey, I can't go back, man. I can't go back! I don't know, though. You know, don't trust nothing I say. It's... But I know that keyboards are something that folks can sink a non-zero chunk of change into for like a nice mechanical keyboard, and then you get people who get custom keycaps or stuff like that, or even just replacing the old ones if they get like damaged in some way. Like my keyboard, which is a cheap piece of shit, does have a couple of the keycaps are just like completely worn through. Like the black paint on them is worn down even, so like the light shows through extra through it, which looks so crusty and awful, but I just haven't bothered to replace one because it hasn't been a you know, it hasn't failed mechanically, so yeah, you know, anything of me saying anything like, you know, that's real silly, I mean, it's up to you. I spend money on silly shit all the time, so why not? Oh, hey, this dude has to be talked to. Yeah, see, that not too loud thing, that's another thing that, you know, I think that there is just a cultural perception of a lot of the high-end mechanical keyboards of being really, really loud and obnoxious, which I don't necessarily know if that's true or not. It just is the thing that people say, so, you know, that might turn me away from it even more. I don't want to be that guy when I join the Discord chat. I barely want to be perceived most of the time. I mean, I'm streaming right now, so clearly this is not one of those most of the times, but... Razer's keyboards are loud. That kind of doesn't surprise me in a particular way. Just because, like, Razer is a company with, a certain feel to it. I used to have a Razer mouse until it finally broke down in a way that I did not know how to repair properly, and it seemed like it needed, like, resoldering the laser or something, and that didn't actually, you know, prove to be terribly helpful. Anyway, oh, there's an item ball over there. I didn't see that before. Their warranty isn't great. That's unfortunate as well. Oh, so it's average not great as opposed to, like, holy shit, what the fuck are you doing not great? Well, I mean, I guess it's better, but, you know, it's still not great, because, honestly, if you're spending that kind of money on a gaming keyboard peripheral, computer peripheral, keyboard peripheral, that's very weird to say, because I'm remembering now this time when keyboards were listed as peripherals as computer things, and it's like, it's a fucking keyboard. You need one to use it, practically. Unless you have a touchscreen device, or you're literally just using a mouse with a, you know, a text panel type of thing, which does not sound like a fun time. Anyway, we're gonna drug up Tauros. Oh, it won't have any effect, so we can sell that. That's a free almost 5k right there. Nice. Ye gods, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, you want a good-ass warranty on something like that when you're spending that kind of money, because Razer stuff is not cheap either. I mean, it's not, like, super expensive. There's so much more costly you could get for any of that, but it's still not exactly, you know... It'll make your pocketbook cry a little bit. We'll put it that way. You know, it ain't free. That's for sure. So, you'd want the warranty to be a little bit better. I didn't even really look into warranty options for that Naga Chroma, because it was a gift from a friend who had taken it out of a set that came with a keyboard or something, and he used the keyboard. And he was just like, hey, I don't need this mouse. You can have it. And so I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to get a warranty for that shit. So, yeah. Keyboard model has been phased out. That's going to make replacing it even harder in that case, because if you feel like you really want to stick to that and you don't want to go through the grief of trying to find another keyboard model that works for you, well, yeah, you're finding that on eBay is going to be a little bit of a funny thing. Or any other secondhand seller, I guess, you know. There's not just eBay out there. I just say that a lot because that's where I look for pretty much anything nowadays. And then I occasionally will look at what people are trying to sell it for on Amazon, and then I'll go and look back at those eBay prices and be like, you ain't so bad, son. And yeah. So if you wanted to get, like, just the same thing again, assuming theoretically that your keyboard were to break down, then you would probably be in a bit of a messy situation. Yeah, it's perfectly understandable. RGB lighting, like full RGB lighting, would be very nice to have. My keyboard, again, it's a very cheap thing that was gotten basically to be a replacement for my old keyboard, and then I decided, hey, I'm just gonna ride this for a while and concern myself with other expensive things, because, you know, there's a lot of things in this world that ain't cheap. Let's put it that way. So, if it's usable, you may as well. Full RGB lighting would be nice, because this thing has like 3 colors that it cycles through. And I like one of them, but it just isn't quite what I'm looking for. So if I get something a little better in that regard, would be nice. But, again, that's a minor thing, and it's not like that's performance-altering in a real way, you know. It's not exactly the performance-enhancing drug. It doesn't... It's not like a mobile suit. It doesn't go 3 times faster if you paint it red, right? Actually, now that I made that reference, there's like a Char Aznable themed GameCube out there. And let me tell you, if I had the presumably hundreds of dollars that costs to throw around, I would absolutely pick it up. Even though it's a Japanese exclusive variant of the console, I'd want it just for purposes of being like, hey, that's a shelf thing. I can use that as part of a set dressing, basically, because it looks so cool. Excuse me. But, yeah. There's me getting sidetracked again. So yeah. See, now that you've mentioned it, now I'm thinking about keyboards, and I'm like, should I go and, like, see if there's a decently priced model with some nicer features that I can put up as, like, a Christmas present thing or something that I want? And I mean, I guess I'll give it some consideration. Hey, level 59! Nice! We are coming along decently here. We should be at a level that we are definitely strong enough to take on Blaine, by the way. Although I think we have been for a hot minute here. I just saw another flash of lightning. Yeah, of course, we still got the weather. Thankfully, it doesn't seem to be, like, killing my frame rate or anything. I'm pretty sure I'm still getting, like, a pretty steady, yeah, the same level of bitrate going. I don't think I've seen my dropped frames numbers skyrocket in a little bit, although 4.5% dropped frames in a stream, that's unusual. That's like back when I was on fucking Wi-Fi days. Are you hearing it now? Well, at the very least, we should be, like, protected from power failure. But I mean, if not, I guess okay. You got the Cliff Notes. Ooh, Max Elixir. That is delicious. And we're getting into another fight here. This is probably gonna... It's a Weedle. It doesn't matter what level it is. It's garbage. It's not worth the experience. It could be a level 100 Weedle. And then I'd wonder when I put Kaizo Blue in my emulator. Okay, so I believe down there is just actually an outlet door for the Pokemon Mansion. For some reason, I guess, I don't know why that's there. It's really weird. The whole of the Pokemon Mansion is just a very unusual set piece. Plus, they have the whole, like, Mewtwo plot stuff here. Can these encounters please fuck off for, like... I'm actually gonna... That's level 37. I actually will kill that. Never mind. I was gonna be like, I'm just gonna chug a fucking Max Elixir. Max Repel here, because... drive me up the damn wall. But no, I'm gonna give that its due. Alright. Descend the stairs. Please! The War Turtle. That's not worth the EXP. Okay, fine, we're gonna do it. We're gonna Max Repel. Actually, I'm very curious now how the difficulty of a challenge like this would be influenced. Are you fucking shitting me? And it's a goddamn Squirtle? It's a fucking level 38 Squirtle. I'm sorry, I'm having a moment here. My Repel got broken by something that I'm 21 levels stronger than. And it's just it's a Squirtle. It's not worth EXP. Get a TM. I bet it's one we found earlier. Alright, show me potato salad. It has acid. This music is like something you take acid to. Let's fight the trainer. Who's got an Ammonite? That's a sub-ideal thing to be seeing here. Because I don't have a great way of dealing with it, but you know what? Coins! Yeah, baby! Ice beam that thing real quick. Get out of my life, Diglett. Use that max repel, right? Yeah, we use the max repel. It just is completely fucking worthless here for some reason. Do these repels just not work the way I think they do? Also, this is a level 43 Machoke, which means it's probably not worth a ton of experience. In fact, the Machamps upstairs are probably more valuable than this thing is, but we'll take it anyway. Give me your pocket money, and by pocket money I mean EXP. Hooray, a great ball. We don't use that in this run. Do this. It could be! It could be seeing that as the front of my party. I could actually try switching that down, because I believe it's based on the lead Pokemon of your party. In fact, I'm going to, again, double check. I'm pretty much just gonna check these things out as I go. Yeah, with a lower level than the first member of your party, it's later games that check for consciousness. So if you have a dead Pokemon at the front of your party in these games, it considers that as being the front of your party. I should have known. I should have just guessed, because honestly, this game... Why would it not act like that, right? Hit the secret switch. This should hopefully get us to the gym key. I want to be done with this area. TM14. That's... I think we've seen that one before, but I don't know for sure. It contains Hydro Pump. And while technically that could hit harder with Tauros, I already have Surf on there, and B... I don't wanna, that's all. I just don't wanna. Alright, so we can retoggle that. Actually, who am I kidding? Let me just escape rope. That's what I bought it for! Whoop! Alright, well, now that we don't have to do any sort of weird shenanigans anymore with... Well, I mean, we do have to use Fly at one point, and that's it. But for now, we're going to deposit Electabuzz. And we're going to go into our PC, and we're going to deposit... actually, we're going to deposit nothing, because we need the secret key in order to unlock the gym. Sell the X Defend. Sell the Nugget. Sell the HP up. Keep the Max Elixir. We should probably deposit that, actually, just that way we're not tempted to use it. Out of sight, out of mind, and frankly, I'm already at that last one, so... the Soda Pop is not really... powerful enough for us at this point. I think the Lemonade is just kind of at the end of its rope. Okay. Into the gym we go. That's right, why am I talking to you? Okay, so they make it fail the questions first. Caterpie evolves into Butterfree. Eventually, yes, but we can say no and we can get into the fight. We're sandbagging on all these questions. We want this experience because it's free real estate. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to kill the golem unless we get another turn, but I don't think we do. And yeah, it jump kicked, it missed. It takes 1 damage of recoil because in these games, for some reason, the recoil for high jump kick and jump kick is only 1 damage. So I want to see if that is chalked up as a glitch. Okay, it's not listed as such, at least here, but maybe somewhere else is considered as such. Yeah, they just kept cranking up the self-damage as time went on. Took 1 HP in this game. In Gen 2, you took 1/8 of the damage you would have dealt. By Gen 3, you took half the damage you would have dealt. By Gen 5, you did to yourself damage equal to half of your max HP. So if you missed twice in a row, you were fucking dead. Damn! They just kept making high jump kick riskier and riskier. And high jump kick too, for that matter. Alright. 9 certified Pokemon League badges. Well, there's at least 10 in the anime, apparently. So again, we should still be able to just get away with constant thrashing through all the junk trainers. Although I probably should have looked at the fact that this dude has 4 Pokemon, that's for sure. We plowed through that Geodude pretty fucking good, though. Just squish. Hey, level 60. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, what's our last Pokemon? It's Zapdos. That... Okay, come on, get the kill. Yes! Oh! I mean, we had 26 levels on Zapdos, but Zapdos can be a right bastard. Alright, what do you got? Poliwag evolves 3 times? I mean, if you count Politoed... I guess. Alright, at that level, that's definitely not a full party, so let's take this down. Alright, here we go. Is this the one? Thunder Move is effective against ground element type Pokemon? No, they are not, so the answer yes. Just to let Blaine know that we are nuts. And we'll do it, damn it, we will do it. Mostly from overmashing. Right, I think this is the one that's my favorite. No, it's the next one. And I mean, if trainers in-game own them, then yeah, they are, but for us, no. They're not identical. Right, we got 2 Pokemon here. I'm going to Who the hell am I kidding? I got 5 Thrashes left. That's enough to do this. Aerodactyl. This is gonna go down, but it might tank a hit, so... Never mind. Especially not when we crit. Ooh. When Tauros brings the crits, you get out of the fucking way, man. You don't want none of that. Alright, here we go. TM28 contains Tombstoner. It fucking better, man! I wish. I wish. Unfortunately changed to Tombstoney in the remakes. Tombstoner. You better have burn heal. I got one better for you, Chief. Opening with a Geodude, huh? Well, that thing can just be eliminated immediately. Level 50 Porygon. How high does Blaine's levels get? Let's see. It might cap out at level 50, actually. I feel like the levels don't accelerate too high in this game. Like, they might cap out in the 60s, but I'm pretty sure that Gary Motherfucking Oak's final Pokemon is not as strong as Cynthia is. And hey, level 54 Spearow, that thing is just getting toasted immediately. He's weaker than in Red Blue? That's weird. Especially because, like, everybody else in this game is stronger. Huh. Our TM is Substitute, and that would be nice if we were playing competitive. Unfortunately, this party isn't as well balanced. Well, that's, you know, that may not prove to be so correct in our version of events. Alright, so we're going to sell that TM38 because, unfortunately, I don't have much of a use for Substitute. Not in the way things are going here. So we're gonna grab Electabuzz real quick. Level 65. Okay. That does make him probably one of the strongest. However, Cynthia still caps out at 66 or something, I believe. Didn't she cap out at like 66 in Diamond and Pearl? Or am I just imagining things? I could just be imagining things. That's always a distinct option. No? Weird. Alright, Electabuzz, go back in the box. And let's deposit that secret key, because we don't need that. Oh, was it actually? Well, keep in mind that it might also be different in Platinum, which you might be remembering more, because Platinum is a better game. And, I mean, I have not played Platinum, but I know that it's a better game. It doesn't fix all the problems with Sinnoh, but it's definitely a better game, so... Karate King, I think this dude is, like, completely unavoidable. One of the relatively few trainers in this gym that is completely unavoidable. And wow, level 38. I didn't even heal. Sheesh. Yeah, they did bump up the overall response rates in Platinum. That's one thing that I know of. Some things are still a little bit pokey, like if you one-shot a Chansey or a Blissey from full health, it'll still take a while to be like, this is a lot. You gotta really let this sink in, Buster. But aside from that, Platinum does not completely fix all the problems with Sinnoh in terms of design. Like, there's still that massive, incredibly long snow route up to Snow Point City, which is just fucking interminable. But aside from that, that's like the one real thing that I can be like, hey, yeah, that takes forever. So there's still a couple of those issues, but Platinum is still the better game, which is really making me hope that the overall, when the remake comes out, that it takes a little bit more from Platinum than it does from Diamond and Pearl. Especially the Pokédex. I really like Empoleon quite a bit. I prefer Empoleon to, well, certainly to Torterra, and at least a little bit to Infernape. So I would really rather, I really hope that it uses a more Platinum-like Pokédex where fire types are not, character select forced. Yeah, Torterra being grass ground means that it's pretty easy to exploit. Despite the fact that it has pretty good stats, I'm pretty sure, and a halfway decent move pool. I mean, it's got Earthquake. It does what it needs to. So, yeah. And as far as whether or not you should get the double pack, that's on you. If you don't want to get it, if you'd rather get another game instead, because, yeah, there's plenty of good shit coming out. I'm actually quite thankful, or, at least my wallet is thankful, that the Advance Wars remake has been pushed back. I'm hoping that is still good. And if there's any sort of expansions for that, which I'm sure there will be, we live in that day and age where that's a thing that you have to account for. I hope that they give us, like, a DLC that lets us play as the Dual Strike COs. I mean, maybe not enabling Dual Strike as, like, a gameplay mode. That's, that one's up to you. That's a little hit and miss. I could take it or leave it. All those other kind of phrases that involve a little bit of, that sort of ambivalence involved. But I just want to be able to play as those characters in like Versus or War Room or anything like that. I mean, maybe this tells you a little bit about the type of person that I am, but I do love playing as Kindle in those. And Kindle is, like, the most annoying character in a lot of ways. Kindle is not high tier, but being able to just be like, oh, okay, are you sitting on bases? We're going to start bleeding you for that, and sure, you're gonna get healed at the top of your next turn, but it's gonna cost you money. It's... This may not mean much for anybody who's, like, not super knowledgeable about Advance Wars, but... Basically, yeah, if you've played, like, the first couple of games and haven't played against any of the Dual Strike characters, basically, let's just put it this way, they are all really, really strong. Except for the guy who's basically a replacement for Flak in campaign, because, well, I mean, you know, they can't make the Flak substitute good. Obviously not. That would be really stupid. Alright. Come on, game. When am I gonna get screwed by a rogue haunter in the middle of a party when I start thrashing like this? It's gotta happen eventually. Also, Poliwrath and Mankey, that is conceivably a party you could see in this gym, despite the fact that this is supposed to be, like, a ground-type gym. You've got a lot of the Karate Men in here. Like, a statistically unusual amount for this being a grass-type gym. Or, you know, grass-type gym. Ground-type gym. Or supposedly a ground-type gym. Of course, Giovanni is a little bit more, you know, poison-oriented himself, but it is ostensibly supposed to be a ground-type gym. So this dude, I don't think we fought. Yeah, okay. Yeah, another Machamp. This thing should go down pretty easily. We're facing a lot of Machamps lately. We're on here. Clearly we're Wonder Trading, or Surprise Trading as it's called, in Sword and Shield, because we are at Machamps.com. Jesus. Also, I'm very surprised that was able to take a whole Surf from my 23 level advantage. Wow. Alright, Giovanni. Let's do it. Zapdos, starting at level 50, so we might be getting... We're gonna get into the upper 50s here. Surely we're not gonna hit 60. We're also gonna be dealing with some serious burl here, and ouch! A high jump kick coming off of Zapdos. I do not like taking that. Coughing, that's much less impressive. Let's try attacking. I think I can thrash at second to last and have that be a pretty safe option. Wow, we're not doing the one-hit kills, so we may not even want to bother with thrashing through this entire party. We may be coming up to a point where Thrash is losing its usefulness. Which would be a bit of a shock for me. It's a horsey. That should probably go down in one tri-attack. Yes! Alright, what's your second to last, buddy? It's a Pidgeotto. I don't want to bother thrashing that. I can Ice Beam that. That should be a kill. I mean, we only have 7 levels on it, but it's also Pidgeotto, so its stats are nothing to write home about. Lapras. Ooh, that is a significant Pokemon. That thing has some pretty good stats. Lapras, I believe, retains the title of having the best overall base stat total of non-legendary Pokemon that are evolutionarily isolated. However, since Giovanni stopped to use a guard spec, then that made that completely free. Light screen is TM27. And I'm sorry, but we're not in a position where a light screen TM is really gonna make us give a crap whatsoever. So let's go heal and grab our HM4. And this is it. We're on the home stretch. We are not gonna quit streaming until we finish this run. That should not take too long. It's not too much further to the end of the game. And I got a surprise waiting for old boy Gary motherfucking Oak. And of course, our rival has a full party right now. However, if we're seeing Pokemon in the 40s, I think we're definitely going to be expecting this to be weaker. Oh, hey, look, you got one of those too. You realized how strong this was, didn't you? Does yours have as good a moves as mine? Probably not. Yeah, you see, you've got Ember. That's real cute, buddy. Real funny, real funny. The strange weather forecast is... Thank you, Tav. That's something. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that old boy Gary motherfucking Oak, whose girth we cannot ignore, is not going to be reaching the heights of Giovanni in terms of levels, and that is a legitimate surprise. Like, honestly, aren't these around the levels that he had at Silphco? That was like an hour and a half ago, I don't fucking remember, but still. Big wow. Coming in here with his weak shit. Amazing. Oh, hey, Mr. Mime, that thing's level 50. That might actually be a concern. But I think we can just thrash this to death. I mean, you think Tri-Attack is scary. Woof. Thrash is like a whole 50% more powerful. Also, I like how the rival encounter music is a little bit sped up there. It's not because my emulator is going fast or anything, although if it was, that'd be funny. Alright. Boulder Badge. We don't get a lot of this tune, so I'm not gonna bicycle over it. This is pretty epic for the Game Boy. If only the one channel wasn't being taken out every time by the sound effect. And if only we didn't have to surf through part of it and lose the music. I think the only Pokemon game where this the music is like any more epic in it in the lead up to Victory Road, or even just Victory Road in general, than this one is probably Black and White 1 and 2. But also in that one, you get the Victory Road music over the entirety of Victory Road, like even through most fights, if you're not either surfing or getting into a sand swirl fight. I'm pretty sure the battle music the Victory Road music keeps playing through battles. And yeah, here we go. It's Victory Road time, baby. And it's all contained inside of a building. Very strange. Alright. Let's give Toro strength. So much for Tri-Attack, but sometimes a sacrifice just has to be made. The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice! Wait, no, sorry. Also, for some reason, we get the cave music still going while I'm on the bike here. Very unusual. Also, this is a level 31 Magnemite. We're not going to take these battles unless they're good. That rock has nothing. We have to push the Strength Rock all the way over here. Level 36 Tangela. That Magnemite was like level 31 or something. We ignored that, so that Tangela is not going to even show up on the radar here. Chansey! Yes! It's level 39! Holy shit, yes, 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 yes! Oh, yes. The first level of Victory Road has something good. Unfortunately, we also have, in our life, a 1 in 256 chance of missing with that strength. Good fucking work, Tauros, you idiot. I love you, Tauros. Don't kill me. Also, I've probably said this before, but I love how all the cave exits are drawn. Like, they all kind of look like welcome mats a little bit. Like, hey, wipe your feet before going into Victory Road. Oh, our level 43 encounter here is a Bellsprout. Damn it! Why couldn't it be something great like Chansey? I can't complain too much. We got a good level Chansey in here. We got a level 39. We got a level 26 Jolteon, however. That thing we can just absolutely disdain. We are more than double that thing's level. That is a fucking joke. I've said it before, but I really don't understand what the purpose of these levels in the 20s encounters are in Victory Road. They are so out of place. I'm pretty sure they're usually like Geodudes too, which... You know, come on, by this point, by Victory Road, it's time to graduate to Wild Golems, goddammit. Come on! Game Freak, back in 1996. Ah, yes, this area where the items are... You have to... You get forked, as it were. Yeah, the old Morton's fork choice there of you'd screwed out of one of them. At least until you reset the floor. I didn't see what that was, because I mashed the button so hard, apparently. That's a TM25, is it? Spike Cannon. That's a neat thing to see in a TM, but I don't need that whatsoever. Trainer fight might give us a much better amount of experience than those Jolteons, at least. That's for fucking sure. Unfortunately, showing me a level 44 Ponyta is not making me, not making me think that to be the case. Level 44 Cubone. Well, yeah, I mean, of course, you know, not necessarily literally like, hey, it needs to be a golem. They've been putting the trait evolutions and stuff in select encounters that are available in newer games. But yeah, there is no need for there to be a Geodude hanging out in Victory Road. Then again, you know, early installment funk, as we've been through before. So, I mean, I feel like they could probably get away with shoving Golem into a couple of places here and there, but they probably do still want to keep the trait evolutions as being a major thing that are mostly trade necessary in order to incentivize people doing multiplayer stuff. Yes, that is true. Rhydon can learn Surf. It can't use it very well, but it can learn Surf. Nidoking can use it much better, because Nidoking has great stats all over the place. Oh yeah, love a nice high-level Mewtwo. Give me that EXP! Yeah! Didn't quite get the kill, but it used Sonic Boom on me, which is kind of funny. Even at a 21 level disadvantage, I don't think that's the strongest move it could have thrown my way. What a strange thing to keep having there, but I guess, you know. Moves generated from that RNG, man. Oh, right, I gotta remember it's not a later generate. I'm mashing the button a little too hard there. I mean, Sonic Boom, what? You're thinking the same thing I was thinking. What does he think he is? Guile? Could be Guile from Chrono Cross. Some people would probably say, and from Chrono Trigger too, but I'm pretty sure that it's not actually canonically confirmed that Magus became Guile in Chrono Cross. It's just that he has very, very similar magic and stuff. I'm not throwing the Repel on just yet. We might find a Chansey or something. I mean, it's probably not going to be at super good level, and we found a Chansey on the previous floor, so I'm not putting the odds of that as being too high, but it is technically an option. And goodness knows if we can get those, I will always take a little extra EXP. 64 is a good level to be at. It's not, you know, the absolute king of the hill in terms of that, though. We could do better. We could be 65. Or 66. Or 67, or I can keep counting numbers for a little bit here. Yeah, Janus is Magus, but there's a long-running fan theory that partially comes down to a very questionable translation, I believe, of the fan game. That's not true. Of the sequel spin-off from Chrono Trigger called Radical Dreamers, which was released in Japan only. Which is, basically, it has more of an adventure game kind of soul to it. Poison gas, that's not useful. And we did not get Radical Dreamers here in the States. There have been a large number of fan translations that have been created of it. And a lot of the more common ones have been a little bit dicey. And I'm pretty sure that that is where the origin of Guile as Magus, like, actually comes from, as opposed to just being, well, he's full of references. Because naturally, there's a lot of things that are references, you know, in that game to the original Chrono Trigger. And I feel like, for example, that a lot of people don't think that Glenn is literally Glenn, aka Frog from Chrono Trigger? Maybe they do, but it seems like that's a little bit less of a thing. And, you know, there are some characters from Chrono Trigger who actually show up in the game too, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, I completely stonewalled the 69 there because I was talking about the other thing. That would be a nice level to be at, you are correct. Is there not a boulder around here? Do I have to go upstairs for any of that? I guess so. TM21, what are you? Seismic Toss. Not gonna be that useful. Let me see if I can read this username a little better, because it's a little dark on my layout. Cybed? Cybed? You were a kid, most people had red and blue, and you had yellow. Now you realize yellow was better. Yellow is definitely a more interesting game, and it's definitely, it's a little bug-fixed compared to red and blue. Which, I mean, to be fair, you know, there's a lot of bug fixing that happens through a lot of the generations. Yellow does have some much more unusual pacing in terms of levels and stuff, though. I'll say that about it. Which is the thing that we were discussing earlier, because we got up to Koga. We pretty much have done basically the whole back half of the game this stream. Nidoqueen. This might be worth some good EXP, so we're going to throw an Ice Beam there. Alright, show me those good numbers. 997, that's okay. That's not quite a grand for a kill, but it's pretty decent. I'll take it. Oh hey, there's an Arbok just facing straight into the camera. Level 47, nice. That's the kind of levels you want to see in a place like this. I mean, I'd like to see that being carried by Chansey if I'm doing this randomizer, but not. But, you know, we'll take what we can get. What is TM4? I think we've had one of these before. Let's see what we got. Skull Bash. We have not had that before. We haven't seen Skull Bash this entire game. Which is weird. Never got one until you did an emulator run. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in these games. The amount of Pokemon that are not available in Yellow are fairly few, but of course one of them is Raichu, because they removed that evolution method entirely. Okay, so this guy is pointing towards a rock that I think takes us backwards, so I think we want to go the other way from here. Yeah, that was just an Electabuzz that cropped up. Remember, or if not remember, keep in mind at least, you know, because it did say first time chat from a viewer, so you may not have caught up to this. This is a randomizer, so our encounters are all completely shuffled, so we're definitely seeing stuff here that we shouldn't, and we're seeing trainers carrying Pokemon that they shouldn't be right now. Meanwhile, I mean, our Tauros's build is fairly not unusual. I mean, we got Thrash, we got Strength. Those Tauros can learn anyway. Surf, I don't think Tauros can learn Surf most of the time. And I believe Ice Beam it cannot learn, but it can learn Blizzard in this generation. Oh, that's a Machoke, not anything super high value, but it is level 50. We'll take the EXP. Electabuzz is, well, I mean, obviously they're there, but you may not be able to encounter it. I can actually go look that up, because I do have a window on my other monitor here with access to being able to check a wiki real quick. Yes, you can only encounter Electabuzz in red. Legitimately, of course. There's, you know, there's ways you can glitch it and stuff, and that's not even counting the use of external devices, which, you know, that's a little extra effort that is not necessary, really. A little extra effort and cost, for that matter. You've never seen Electabuzz in this game? Electabuzz is a pretty good Pokemon, in my opinion, especially in these games. They are, however, pretty hard to get. You have to get them at the power plant in red in this generation. And then in Gold, Silver, Crystal, you get them on Route 10, which is actually basically where the power plant is, I believe. So, yeah. Tauros can't learn Ice Beam in Gen 1? Okay. I assume the same is true of Surf. But it can learn Blizzard in Gen 1, I believe. Which is pretty close. And of course, this is back when Blizzard was broken as shit, so... You know... Why not have it there, right? Yeah, so basically for the first 3 generations of Pokemon, you found Electabuzz at or near the Kanto power plant in select games. Oh, just for Surf? Okay, gotcha. But it can get it later? Huh. That's an interesting thing to add on to it later on. So yeah, not quite a completely normal Electabuzz. Not quite a completely normal set for Tauros, but pretty close. And yeah, after Electabuzz was pretty much just around the power plant in Red or Gold, Silver, Crystal, they moved on to putting Elekid in the wild and you having to negotiate that instead. Learn Ice Beam only in Gen 2. Okay, gotcha. Scyther, Chansey, Dratini, all that stuff in the Safari Zone. Yeah, there is a lot in the Safari Zone if you are the sort to go looking for it. However, a lot of people are not exactly big fans of the Safari Zone just because it is so luck-based. On the other hand, it's kind of a bargain in terms of capturing. If you get at least 3 Pokemon on a Safari Zone run, you've basically already gotten more for your money than you possibly could with regular Pokemons. Because even the cheapest of those is 200 Poké Dollars, or whatever the currency is actually called. I don't think Poké Dollars is like the actual official term in any serious way, but it's one that's commonly used. Oh yeah, that's things that'll happen. And you caught, I was gonna say, hopefully you caught Scyther there, you know, Scyther is a really good attacking Pokemon, just in general. Real great member of the team. Nice addition there. Meanwhile, Chansey mostly just helps you round out the Pokedex. Unless you're in competitive, in which case Chansey is really, really infamously good as a defensive-oriented Pokemon. Just for the purposes of walling things, it is really good at that. because of its huge HP stat and its really good special. I mean, its defense leaves a lot to be desired, but it can definitely sponge a special attack, and it could probably take a couple of... It could probably take a physical attack or two just by virtue of having so much HP. Oh, hey, look, there's another Chansey. That's going to be worth a nice chunk of EXP for us. Yeah, 2349. No level, but that's okay. We're at a decent place right now. Oh, Pokédollar is the actual wording? Yeah, I do remember that Japan just uses yen. Because... like, the symbol is actually the symbol that they use in Japan for yen, I believe. Like, over here in English-speaking territories, like, I think probably everywhere that English is spoken, it's the Y with the two lines through it, whereas in Japan, I think they actually do use a very different symbol sometimes, or they did for a while. I could be wrong about that. That's always a distinct possibility. Please! Please with the encounters game. This is over the top. However, we do have a Seadra, and it's level 47. That'll be worth a fair chunk of EXP. And we should be able to one-shot it. Yep, that 18 level advantage. Game, I'd like to be able to get a word in edgewise. Hitmonchan is level 41. We haven't been seeing the level 26 encounters in a while. I think they're only on the top floor. Or the lobby floor, rather, I guess. You know, the one where you come in at. I don't remember if that is the top floor, but... if not, it's pretty dang close. Getting a Rattata this late in. Nice. Oh, dang it! It had to happen eventually, right? Where we just get shafted by there being a ghost in the middle of the party. And now we have to deal with confusion. Thankfully, we managed to get away with our first turn here. Hopefully... Oh, wow, a mid-fight switch. That's unusual. You don't see those a lot in these games. In this game, anyway. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Hey, it's Rick Ghastly again. We're really never gonna give this up. Tauros is really strong in the first generation of Pokemon games. It has a really good speed stat, so its critical hit rate is just absolutely through the ceiling. And so, like, Tauros is like a 20% chance to land a crit in regular Gen 1 games. This randomizer is using a patch that fixes that, so that way the chance is just the same between everything, regardless of speed stat. You know, to try and even things out a little bit. And normal type is a pretty good attacking type. I mean, sure, it's resisted by rock and ghosts are immune to it, but because most rock types are double, their ground type is their sort of, their secondary type, they fold so easily to water and grass moves that really only Golem is all that viable. Occasionally you see Rhydon, but it's mostly just Golem, because Golem has stats that are better oriented for that kind of stuff. And I need to word this decently, because that's a bit of a not strong suit of mine. So, you've got a really strong stab type with Tauros, and so you have really powerful body slams and even hyper beams if you want to. In fact, hyper beam is a great way to just clean somebody's, entirety out of existence there. And also, Tauros has a fairly serviceable special stat. It's something like, 75 base, which is pretty good all told for a Pokemon that's oriented more towards physical combat. And it has just a wide move pool in general. Like, it can learn Blizzard, and this is when Blizzard is 90% accuracy. It can learn Fire Blast. It can learn all kind of good stuff. Tauros is just kind of a monster in Gen 1. And it's often known as the best Pokemon this side of Mewtwo, as a result. And hey look, a Master Ball at the very end of the game, something we do not need. In the place where we need it the least. Or maybe we would need it the most if we were doing this as a regular thing instead of just solo running it. So, here we are at Indigo Plateau. Get a healing. The best TMs for Mew and Mewtwo. I would have to double check what everything can learn, but of course, Mew can use basically everything. So, in terms of that, Surf is always a good option, because that's just a strong water-type move. One sec, I'm gonna stand up for a second here. Thunderbolt is also a good option. Flamethrower, I believe, was a TM, so feeding that to Mew is always a good choice. If not, Fire Blast. I think Mew learns Psychic naturally. If not, then feeding it TM29 is never a bad choice. Even Soft Boiled. Mew is one of the very few Pokemon that can learn Soft Boiled by TM, and it makes great use of it. Mew can also make good use of a lot of the physical moves, which is something that Mewtwo is not quite as good at. Submission, there aren't really a lot of good fighting type moves, but Submission is a decent, although risky, strategy. There's some fun stuff you can do there. Ice Beam, Blizzard. Moltres suffers from the fact that it dies instantly to Rock Slide. Rock Slide is another good TM that you can feed Mew if you're feeling particularly saucy. Earthquake, that's always a good option. Mewtwo can get... It cannot get Surf, so Bubble Beam is your next best bet. However, it can gain Flamethrower via a move tutor from Gen 2. It can get Thunderbolt. It can get... Well, it learns Psychic naturally, right? Yeah, it learns Psychic naturally, so there's no real reason to use that. Ice Beam or Blizzard, it's up to you which one you want. And then, of course, you keep Recover from the rest of your moveset, and there you go. There's some good times for Mewtwo. I'm actually going to pull up the list of TMs real quick and see what I can advise you on for Mew. So let's grab our TMs real quick. Or I suppose let's not. Let's double check which one this is. Mew does learn Psychic naturally at level 40. Okay. Alright, so that contains Ice Beam. We don't need that anymore. We can just sell that. But what we want to do is we want to... I have a plan that I think is going to entertain at least a little bit when it crops up in the final battle. We can deposit our Master Ball, because we don't need that. Is it TM21? It might be TM5. I don't know offhand. We're going to see in a second, though. Alright, TM5, there it is. TM05 is Guillotine for us. That is going to show up in a very funny way for how I'm going to deal with the final battle. I'm gonna one-shot all of his Pokemon, and it's gonna be hilarious! Because he's not gonna get the fight that he deserves. It's also going to be incredibly rude, because I'm just going to be like, hey, yeah, what are you, Gary motherfucking Oak? I don't care! Get out of here, dude! I'm just going to chug an X accuracy, and you're going to fold like a chair, I guess. I don't know. A thing that folds really easily. Alright, so now we dump the rest of this stuff. Just to absolutely optimize how many full restores we can have. Can Moltres only learn Fire Spin? That is a distinctly, you know, an option that could be a thing there, as being something that would be very upsetting if true, and I think that might actually be the case. Also, yeah, I gotta mash this button a little bit here to really, Alright, so we're gonna grab... Well, we have one full restore already, so we're grabbing 68 full restores. We're gonna have a very nice number of full restores, that's for sure. I'm like... I am mentally at the same age that I played this game at, so, yeah. Alright. Let's grab... We'll take both of our PP ups. We're feeling a little bit saucy today. Let's grab an X accuracy. Do we have... We have an Ether. Okay, so we got some more PP restoratives. I'll have a quick squiz at Moltres' moves real quick here once I get that other thing for you. I got caught up in this, sorry. Alright, so Moltres. What is Moltres' learn set in Gen 1? As soon as it loads, I guess. So yeah, Mew can use, like, every TM, so... And HM, so, you know, just use whatever you feel like is good. Which will be stuff like Surf, Rock Slide, you know, depending on stats anyway. Fire Blast. Fire Blast is always fun. You already have Psychic from level up. Thunderbolt, Earthquake, Ice Beam, Blizzard. Yeah, do whatever sounds like fun. And Moltres, your Gen 1 learn set. Oh yeah, it's... Moltres does only learn Fire Spin or getting Fire Blast via a TM. And that's it. In fact, in Gen 1, Moltres learns only 5 moves by level. It starts with Peck and Fire Spin. At level 51, it gets Leer. At level 55, it gets Agility. At level 60, it gets Sky Attack. That's a load of old boot. Anyway, let's start in on the Elite Four and see what we can't do here. Oh no, a Voltorb. I'd say that thing has a chance of outspeeding me, but at a 12 level deficit, not so much. Zubat, we can Ice Beam this thing. Just for maximum damage. I mean, we could probably kill it in one shot with Strength, but still. Primeape. Charmander. Yeah, that'll do it, is that, yeah. Legendaries, especially in the very earliest generations, have very small learn sets. In fact, anything that you're not supposed to get until pretty late into the game tends to have absolute garbage for things that it can learn. Because, you know, why would it care about levels before level 50? You're not supposed to get it before level 50, right? You know, they really only started doing anything like, you know, better with that starting in Gen, like, 3 or so, I think. Gen 2, I think, even could be a little bit bad, although learn sets were generally a little bit fatter in that generation. Actually, let's take a quick look at what Moltres has going on there. Yeah, Moltres definitely has, like, an actual learn set in Gen whatever. That's okay, Victory Road in this game is a little bit tiring, so meh, I can't even blame you for that shit. Yeah, Moltres learns 8 moves in Gen 2. It starts with Wing Attack and Ember, which is a much better pair-up, because, well, Ember is like an actually usable fire move. Yeah, it didn't have a ton of special moves, that's for sure. And Wing Attack is definitely better than Peck, especially after the upgrade to Peck. Moltres in Gen 2 gets Fire Spin at level 13, which, you know, I guess it's just sort of its move. Agility at level 25. Endure, at level 37. Flamethrower at level 49. Finally, they give it what it deserves. At level 61, in Gen 2, it gets Safeguard. Oh, wow. Really rude game. Somehow this Gloom survived an Ice Beam and got frozen. Meanwhile, Bruno doesn't even have the decency to use a full restore on it, so we're going to take it down with an attack that does very little damage to it. Alright, so let's take a look at those special moves again. You are correct, by the way, that Moltres' only sources... Excuse me. The only special attacking moves that Moltres learned were Fire Blast and Fire Spin. However, Fire Spin is not going to be your big source of damage, so yeah. Alright, Agatha, whose name is not going to be Agatha, but Agatha's a good name, so I'm going to call her that anyway. Instead, she's named Dudley. Dudley Do Right to the Mounties. Opening with yet another Venonat. I'm trying to remember if we've seen a Venomoth in this entire playthrough. I actually should crack the Pokedex open and see what our scene count is before we go and fight the Girth Man himself. Ice Beam. Oh, not quite a kill. And you're just going to use a Super Potion. That's very silly. But okay. Somehow Butterfree surviving an Ice Beam, although I guess, again, it's coming off of Tauros only. It's, you know, Tauros is strong, but it's not going to absolutely annihilate everything. Especially because, you know, it's not exactly Blizzard. Blizzard has been nerfed down to its later generation status in this randomizer, because I have that patch on. I guess, again, just so I can't easy cheese everything completely. I wanted this to be somewhat of a challenge. Unfortunately, this is supposed to be basically a solo run, and I got Tauros as my starter, so, you know, rip the challenge. Let's take a look at our Pokedex scene count. What have we missed? We've missed Ivysaur and Venusaur, and 2 other Pokemon. Let's take a quick look through here. Ivysaur, Venusaur, Kingler, and Hitmonlee are the 4 Pokemon that we have not seen through this entire playthrough. That's a pretty impressive scene count there, that's for sure. Alright, Lance, show me what you got, Chief. Alright, Cape Man, let's do this. I grabbed that X accuracy, right? I just had this realization of, oh shit, did I actually pick up the X accuracy or not? God, I hope I did. Otherwise, this isn't gonna be quite as funny. And I mean, it's, you know, the odds of us losing to the rival if I didn't pick up the X accuracy, I would cite those as being pretty low. Also, yeah, shoutouts to Mewtwo attacking us with Sonic Boom. Its moveset must be absolute hot garbage if that's what it's going for. Or maybe the AI is just, like, really confused. That Nidoqueen's Fire Punch did more damage than Mewtwo did to us. That's some talent, or something. Ice Beam. This should be able to at least rip through Farfetch'd pretty easily, because Farfetch'd stats are pathetic. Yep. Alright, show me your last Pokemon. It's a Chansey. Oh, yes. I'll take an extra level before we leave. Oh, yeah, Zapdos and Articuno are much better than Moltres, especially in this era. Articuno is a pretty strong attacker in general, actually. Like, I'm pretty sure it's pretty good in Gen 1. And Zapdos is just always a bit of a monster. Yes, we did keep our X accuracy. Okay. So here we go. What? Are you kidding me? Did I... Damn it. Oh well. I guess I misread who that was compatible with. I'm an idiot and I'm very disappointed because I was looking forward to just doing 6 guillotines on this dude's entire team and laughing as I go. I must have just made a mistake earlier, and because I was carrying 2 Pokemon at the time, so it's possible that my brain just shut off a little bit and I didn't piece things together properly. Oh well, so much for that. Lance did not have a single dragon. Well, yeah, usually you don't really want to use the one-hit kill moves because, especially in this generation, they are a flat 30% accuracy. In later generations, you have 30% accuracy if you're on the level of the opponent. And if you are any amount of levels above, the accuracy goes up by 1 for each 1 level advantage you have. So by the time you get to a coin flip on on an Oko move, you have a 20 level advantage. You could be doing so many better things then. By the time you hit 70%, which is the accuracy for Thunder, which is usually only used for, like, combo purposes, you're 40 levels above. By the time you get to an accuracy that competitive players would consider to be respectable, i.e. 80%, so Hydro Pump, you are now 50 levels above. If you can't kill that thing with something better, you are doing something wrong. Also, he's minimizing. That's some honky garbage. Yeah, and so to get perfect accuracy on a one-hit kill move at the time, you need, in later generations, you either require no guard, or you need 70 levels above the target. And at that point, if you cannot kill it with a regular attack, stop using fucking Pyukumuku, you nerd. I don't even know what, even to say as a response to it. Just, like, at that point, you're doing it on purpose. However, in this generation, you can do some absolutely hilarious things. And you were right, I am cutting it down to the wire here. And admittedly, you are correct, I don't have the confidence that I can get the kill on Vileplume with a single Ice Beam. So I'm gonna take a full restore break here. Ouch! That hurt! Boy, imagine if I got the one in 256. I would have been so pissed about that. So in this generation, there's an exploit that you can do with one-hit kill moves. And I suppose saying that's an exploit with those is a bit of a stretch, because the real exploit is X accuracy. X accuracy raises the affected Pokemon's accuracy to be perfect. So basically what I was going to do was I was going to teach him Guillotine, give him 1 extra PP on it, feed him an X accuracy, and then just bang, 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 bang. I think I counted 7, not 6, but you know what? Maybe that last one was our rival falling on his ass out of pure shock. I don't know. Either way, we just tear through him and humiliate him in the most humiliating way possible. Maybe we'll have a chance to do it next time I try a solo run of this, but if I move on to Gen 2 right away as my next Pokemon Randomizer, and I don't even know if the next rando I start is going to be a Pokemon rando, but if it is and I don't just move on to Gen 2 or something, we may yet have a chance to do it here, and I will definitely be trying to set it up if possible. I may even just turn on perfect TM compatibility, so yeah, we got a really good Pokemon to do our solo with, so you know, we absolutely mopped the floor with that dude. Maybe next time we'll get something a lot worse. You and your Pokemon are Hall of Famers. All 2 Pokemon we own and 1 in the party. Level 68. Didn't quite reach level 69, but we ended with level 68 and 68 full restores. Ugh. 6 hours, 34 minutes for a total playtime. You still have lots to do. Look for Pokemon in grassy areas. Yes, thank you very much, Professor Oak. Thank you, by the way, all for joining me on this journey. This was a lot of fun. However, it was nowhere near the challenge that I was expecting it to be. This ended up being a very easy playthrough because of the randomizer. Maybe next time I do this, and goodness knows I will try this again, we will get something a little bit rougher. I'll see if there's a... I don't think I can skip credits. No, I'm hitting start, hitting select, be a de nada, senor. Or senorita, perhaps. I do not personally know if you are... You know, I do not know your gender, so I shouldn't say nothing. Thank you all very much for joining me on this.